Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Monday, August 21st, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. $sign ORIONNWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got the Seattle Mariners versus the Chicago White Sox. Live play-by-play and reactions. First pitch will be here in about 9 minutes. Mo Gumbo in the building. He said, this guy is getting paid while you are hustling. WTF. Megan with a hundo. Draft done. Very happy with my team, and the boys are ready. Talking trades. The team is Trevor Lawrence, Zach Charbonnet, Leonard Fournette, Juszczyk, Singletary, Duvernay, Peoples-Jones, Amon-Ra St. Brown. You got Waddle, Ertz, Noah Fant, Higbee, Cole Kmet, Myers is your kicker, and Ravens D. Nice job. And like I said, I know it's not a 10-man league. It's a 12-man league. This looks like it's an 18-man league. Thank you so much for all your support, and it means a lot. And let me know what you want to do for photos once we get into a commercial break. Thank you so much. And like I said, you know, we have some heavy hitters that really love and support me and the dream, and I appreciate you so much. $100 dono before the stream even fucking started. Let's go. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. Hey, how about a little Cactus Jack? Bang, bang. $100 dono. Up 12 in the building. Thank you so much. Your generosity is unmatched. Thank you so much. Not getting rid of Charbonnet or Myers, I wouldn't either. I'd be willing to do for a two more. I saw it in your post that you had when I was scrolling through with Laporta and Mooney for Higbee. But at this point, you want to make sure you're hanging on to your guys. So if it was me, I would be hanging on to Higbee. I would not do that trade. I would say no to that trade for now. I know you got quite a few options. You have Ertz, you have Fant, you have Higbee, and you have Cole Kmet. But every week, you don't really know what's going to happen. So Ertz and Fant may do good, they may not. But Cole Kmet and Higbee are going to get targets, and that's why they were trying to get you to get Higbee. So if it was me, I'd say no, don't do that trade, because at this point, Cole Kmet and Higbee are probably going to be the two tight ends you use the most, and then Ertz and Fant will be the backups. So at least that's what I'm looking at from your draft right there. That Laporta and Marnie for Higbee straight up trade at the table at this point. Yeah, and you, like I said, you already know. Like I said, with Higbee, you have to look to see who's on the team, right? So you already know Cooper Kupp is going to be getting a lot of the targets, right? But besides Cooper Kupp, who's going to be the guy that's going to get looks? It's going to be Higbee. So you don't want to be able to do a trade where you're going to be getting two guys like Laporta. Are you ever going to play him? The answer is no. Darnell Mooney, would you play him? Yeah, you might at some point, but you got other receivers that you would play ahead of him. So that, to me, is a no. So obviously, it's good that you asked. And a lot of times you have to understand, this is your first time playing. Not only that, you're a female. So a lot of these guys in the league, if there's 17 guys and you're the only girl, there's going to be people that are going to try to treat you like you're their friend. And you might be. But they're also going to try to take advantage of you as well, not only because this is your first time playing, but also because you are a female. And if they're trying to act like that's not the reason, it's bullshit. I'm being real. I'm being honest. I'm being genuine. And 100%, if they know you've never played and you're a girl, they're going to try to take advantage of you. So that's why you consult with me, and I'll let you know if it's a good trade or not. That way you don't get ripped off. But in hindsight, you already knew that that was not a good trade. Right? You have all these options, right? And obviously you can go here and there, and you probably don't need to carry 4 tight ends. Now, I know that you end up having a 18-man league, so you're going to want to have backups. That's 100%, right? But at this point, I would just keep it how it is, see how things kind of play out, and then you're just going to be able to look to see who's projected and then go from there. And like I said, it's not a 10-man league. It's not a 12 or a 14 or even a 16. So if it's an 18-man league, like I said, you have to be able to be very critical on the moves that you make. So I definitely think that what you did was correct. Your gut feeling said no, and your gut was right. Because like I said, you got to be able to dig deep, and this is going to force you to not only be a fan of the Seahawks, but to be fans of your players that are on your roster until you get rid of them, right, and dump them and get someone else on the wire, or you end up upgrading the roster, and we'll see what's left on the wire. But I can always help you with that. So you do need wide receiver depth, and obviously you want wide receivers are very big because remember, wide receivers and running backs. So like I said, not for Higbee though. Like if you wanted to be able to try to get a Mooney or someone else, you would do that for one of the other guys like a Noah Fant. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to give up one of your top two, which will probably be Cole Kmet, and maybe Zach Ertz will get some looks, but the Cardinals are going to be bad this year. So I figure Cole Kmet as well as, the guy that you're looking at Higbee, those will probably be the guys you'd be looking at first. So big facts. How are you? What's good? Yes, big dono to get it started, and that is something that we normally don't get. And obviously, Megan is always a woman of her word. And like I said, we already hit the initial goal. Let's try to hit the secondary goal and get to 200. Let's go. Yeah, Julio deserves a break, and that's why I put J.P. Crawford on the thumb. And I'm going to get into the starting lineups here as well. Finley in the building, and we'll also be keeping tabs on the NFL game as well. So let me pull that up here. So one sec. And we got the Ravens and Washington. So let me get this stream up here too so we can keep up on both. All right. Boom. All right. So I got Baltimore and I got the Ravens here as well. So one sec. Let me make this picture a little bit wider and bigger. And we can do that for this one also for the Ravens and for Washington. And we're going to get Megan pictures for the next probably 2 streams. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Every dollar counts. You have to realize too, I'm not just doing this for fun. I sacrificed a Jordan rookie that's worth 20 to 30,000. So ask yourself, at any point, would you do that? Unless you had dreams, the answer is no. So, and that card's going to be worth 100,000 after he dies and passes away. So this is my legacy. This is my dream. And some people think, well, if I donate $1, is it really going to help? And the answer is always going to be yes, 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 because your boy has rent. Your boy has bills. Your boy has to be able to have enough to give something to Sarah for all her hard work. And also I like to give back to the fans, but I can only do that if I end up getting donations. So, and I don't get a whole lot on ad revenue because my videos aren't getting 100,000 views or more. And typically you have to be able to get those type of looks to be able to get ad revenue. So ad revenue only consists of maybe 1%. Donations, 99% is what really helps me out. So that's really how it goes. And I do appreciate that. Questionable just means that if they're going into the next game, they may or may not play. So it's either healthy, right? Questionable, doubtful, right? Or not playing. But that doesn't mean you're going to get rid of those guys. That's just giving you the status update week to week, day to day on how that player is. But you never want to drop a player when you see that. The only way you drop a player is if it says, injured reserve, the guy's out for the year and he's not coming back. And then you get rid of him, you dump him, you cut him, and then you pick up someone else on the wire, but you'll be fine. No worry. And like I said, I'll help you with any questions that you have in fantasy. Don't worry about that. Okay. So I got you. You're good. You're good. Sour in the building. What's good, baby? What's good, baby? What's up? Let's go, Mariners. You know it, baby. But again, sometimes we play down to the competition, right? So we got to make sure that we don't do that. It's kind of like the Blazers or any of your favorite teams. Like you end up playing the Pinnacle. You're going against the Astros. We haven't swept them since 2018. And a lot of people wanted me to do some of the matchups, but it just so happens, sometimes I only have 1 day free with the girlfriend a week. So if I have to go out to dinner, it just so happened the Orioles the week before, Astros on the weekend. It's kind of unfortunate timing, but I'm going to try to pump out as many Mariner games as I can. But I also have to have some me time considering I'm doing 7 days a week. And not only that, I'm not just streaming every day. I ended up doing 4 reaction videos today. Paisley was a little upset with me. And then I'm doing this, video today. Tomorrow, I'll do another 4 reaction videos and then a live stream. And the next day, another 4 reaction videos and a live stream. So your boy's grinding. So again, I don't really get anything on the reaction video side, as far as compensation. So if you guys like what you see and you want to be able to support, you can also support me with donos that way based on the reaction videos that I'm doing as well. So I appreciate you that very, very much. Let's go over the starting lineups, and I'll get Megan some photos. Oh, baby. You already know what it is. J.P. Crawford. Oh, baby. Let's go. He's back. He's back, baby. All right, let's go in the starting lineups here. Leading off for the Mariners, coming off injured reserve on the IL list with a concussion. Shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Let's go, J.P. Batting second normally would have been Julio Rodriguez, J-Rod, breaking records left and right, the hottest hitter in baseball. We decided to give him a day off, and guess what? He's fucking deserved it. Batting second, third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. Batting third, first baseman, Ty France. Batting cleanup and batting fourth, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. Batting fifth, right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. Batting sixth, left fielder, Dominic Canzone. Batting seventh, center fielder for Julio today, Cade Marlowe. Batting eighth, DHing for Seattle, Mike Ford. Batting ninth, second baseman, Josh Rojas. And on the mound for us, Luis Castillo. Let's go. 9-7 record with a 3.23 ERA. And on the mound, Touki Toussaint. 1-5 record with a 4.47 ERA. And then we'll get into the lineups, obviously, for the White Sox at an appropriate time here in just a minute. And Megan, I'll get some photos for you as soon as I can. Appreciate you. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is low. 2-1 count. And then I also got the Ravens in Washington, so I'm watching two games at once. So once we go to commercial break, I can call that game also, and we'll give updates on both as we go along. JP fouls it off. 2-2 count. Amon-Ra St. Brown is one of the best receivers in football. Sarah had him last year, and he is just as good, as one of the top dogs like a Devontae Adams or a Tyreek, or, coming up and putting up similar stats to even a Justin Jefferson or a Jamar Chase or a Cooper Kupp. Most people think Amon-Ra St. Brown is maybe the fifth, sixth, seventh best receiver in the league right now. So you did very, very good getting Waddle and St. Brown. Pitches inside, and we walked him. There we go. Yeah, well, like I said, we've known each other for 10 or 12 years. I haven't been single in 15. So I was with one, girl, Jasmine, for about 6, 7 years. And then the last girlfriend that I had, I was with for about 8. But I feel with this one, it's a little bit different, so this one could last, I feel much, much longer. So that's big facts. Yeah, long 10 days, that's for sure. Pitch is high. 1-0 count to Eugenio Suarez. Okay, no problem. I'll get you as soon as I can. And like I said, I love Amon-Ra St. Brown. And like I said, that is a nice pick. If you didn't end up getting, Justin Jefferson or Jamar Chase, or Cooper Kupp or Devontae or Tyreek, the next guy after that is Amon-Ra St. Brown. And honestly, his stats might be good enough to be top 5 this year. Maybe even top 4 or top 3. So I think you did good, considering everything that's going on. So, and again, is it an 18-man league? So you are one female and 17 other dudes. Is that correct? 3-0 count to Gino. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Gino. And I've missed the Mariners. It's felt like I haven't done a Mariner game in a minute, but I have to be able to kind of go back and forth with football and baseball. But since the Mariners, are one of my primary things, I'm only the really legitimate Mariner streamer that does it almost every day. I want to try to be able to get as many as I can in, since we're going to be, obviously it looks like heading to the playoffs. So, but even if we weren't, I would still represent properly. But also, too, I got to be able to get that football action in as well, because that's really what the backbone of the channel is NFL, college football, wrestling. And then right after that, in the same category, is baseball. And then obviously NASCAR and basketball are a little bit further back. And we'll be very heavy on hockey with the Kraken here as well. So that'll be the main ones. Kraken and Mariners, for NHL and baseball at the appropriate time. Once in a while, we'll do NASCAR and NBA and college hoops when needed. And then also NFL, college football, and wrestling. We're going to do that a lot. So still 0-0 with the Ravens in Washington. And we got Ty France up. Let's go, baby. We got runners at first and second. What a good start for us right here. Let's go, Ty. 0-1 count to Ty France. Pitch is low, 1-1 count. And this pitcher is not that good, so we should be able to get this dub. Well, you obviously went quarterback pretty late. And Trevor Lawrence is not going to put up the best stats. But again, he won't put up horrible stats either. He's got actually a good core. They should be able to win the division. There we go, Ty. Go, 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 go. Oh, he's at 30, holds up. So even though it's not going to be Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, or Burrow or any of those guys, Lawrence isn't going to be that bad, and he won't turn the football over. They should win the AFC South. So, yeah, it might not be the best guy, but as long as the rest of the spots, are pretty good, and you also want to make sure you have a good backup. Who's your backup to Trevor Lawrence? So I'll help you out, as much as I can. 18 teams and the only female. I got you. But you'll compete just like you're one of the guys, maybe even more because you have a ringer. Because none of those other people on that channel probably watch me. They may know who I am, you know what I mean? But obviously they're on, the 12, and they're a part of, obviously Brandon's stream and whatnot. But I guarantee that I got more knowledge than any of them. So as far as covering all 32 teams, so if you need help, I am your ringer and I got you. And I guarantee you won't finish in last. I mean, obviously drafting is tough. And if you have a bad draft, you might not make the playoffs, but I guarantee you won't finish in last. 1-1 count, bases loaded, baby, for our guy, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Can we see one of these? A little back, scooted and booted with the big dump, huh? Big dumper? Let's go, baby. We need you. Would be great to just get off to a fast start. And there we go. Wild pitch. 1-0 Mariners. Let's go. Give Julio a day off. No problem. JP walks in. High five to O-Dog. 1-0 Mariners. Let's pour it on. Let's get 4 or 5 runs this inning, huh? Fuck it. We're hot. But, like I said, we were about 10 or 11 games below 500. Now we're on the cusp of being 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 above. Hell, going back about a month and a half, it didn't even look like we were going to be in the playoffs, right? Now it looks like maybe we could end up getting the wild card. Hell, we might beat the division. We might end up being better than the Rangers and the Astros when it's all said and done. Cal? Oh, baby. We're raking off the wall. There goes 2. There goes 3. 3-0 Mariners. Suarez comes in. France comes in. Big dumper. Booted and scooted. Badonka-donk. That's my boy. Cal Raleigh. Woo! Let's go. Let's go, baby. What you know about that? Mariner Moose is out already in the first inning. Jump up and get down. Jump up and get around. Let's go, baby. You already know what it is. Mariners. And there's going to be a lot more bandwagon fans on YouTube and people that are going to be interested because, like I said, when the Mariners weren't doing very good, we didn't get a whole lot of attention. But now the Mariners and Julio are getting all the attention. There's going to be a spike, I think, going forward from now and towards the end of the year, especially if we make the playoffs. Hell, who's to say that we can't get to the ALDS? Hell, who's to say that we can't make the ALCS this year? I'm not going to say that we're going to go to the World Series because that's a little premature, but we're playing just as good baseball as anybody else. Our pitching staff is top 5, and now the hitting is starting to come alive. Let's go. Let's go, baby. You know it. You know it, Silva. I'm here. I'm here, baby. Let's go. Yeah, and the football typically is, usually with football streams, they support a little bit more. For whatever reason, baseball, basketball, hockey, and NASCAR don't get as much love. And when I end up getting those big donos on those other streams, it's typically football people that are just showing me love that, they found me there, and then they're just showing love as I'm doing other streams like Megan today, So I appreciate that very, very much. The bread and butter. But again, I want to be able to, keep things moving, and I want to be able to get to a point where it doesn't matter what I do. We can get support on any stream that I do, which will take time, energy, and effort. Teoscar fouled off, 2-1 count. Wild card, yep. I can't give you an appropriate grade because I have to look at every other team and I have to look at their bench, because that's what I do. Anytime people ask me questions on fantasy, I just can't say A or B, this player or this player. I have to see who you have, what you're giving up in a trade, what you're going to get in return. I have to see your depth. I have to look at to see what other people have. So I would actually have to look at your whole entire team, look at everyone else's team, and then I could give you an appropriate, honest grade. Jay Buhner, Bones, baby. You already know what it is. 3-0 Mariners. Big swing and a miss, 3-2 count. All my Mariner homies already hit me up. Booyah. Great start. We got to fuck Tukey up. And thank you to Sarah and Cyberpunk for helping out on the Twitter side. Go. 3-2 pitch. Got him. He chased. Leading the American League in strikeouts, Teoscar Hernandez. Come on, Teo. Don't be chasing pitches when we're up 3-0. Next up, left fielder Dominic Canzone. Dom. Let's go, baby. He's not the only Dom besides Vin Diesel, baby. Let's go. Fast and the Furious. Dominic Canzone. Mr. Calzone himself. Let's go, baby. Reflect in the building. What's good? How are you? It feels good to be back. I don't like missing out. Lauren helping out on the Twitter side as well. I don't like missing out on the Mariners at all. Like I said, but sometimes I got to be able to test the waters to see if the NFL crowd is going to support me during preseason or not. Are they going to watch? And a lot of times with the reaction videos, I don't expect them to get the big views because it's preseason and some people don't give a shit. But once I get in the regular season, we should end up getting a spike, at least on the reaction videos. I know obviously on the live streams, there's going to be a lot of competition, but still, we definitely have a very unique product here with some amazing people. So, regardless, I'm going to get over 20,000 before we hit 2024. I'm very committed. I don't care how hard I have to work. If I got to do 3-4 reaction videos a day on top of doing a live stream, for a few days during the week to get us there. But I'm going to try to do 12 to 16 reaction videos a week, 4, 4, and 4, which will be pretty tough. It takes a lot of time, but I think it'll help us grow because there's going to be some people that will refuse to watch live streams or they're just not about it. They're not a part of the Fanatic family just yet, and they just want to watch reaction videos. But we will end up getting some of those reaction video people that will come over to the dock side and end up seeing, oh, the live streams are actually pretty dope. And then we'll get maybe some heavy hitters out of those people. So, big facts. 1-0 pitch. Cade Marlowe. Let's go, Cade. And like I said, we've been getting some good production out of Dominic Canzone as well as Cade Marlowe. So even if we get rid of Teoscar Hernandez, we already got guys like Dom that can play right field. And then we got Julio, Cade Marlowe, and Jared Kelenic, JK. So, I mean, we still got the depth. 7-0 Ravens over Washington. 9:24 left and counting on Monday Night Football. Yeah, the smoke is unbearable as well. I've been going on walks with Paisley early in the morning and late at night. Pitch is low, good eye, 3-1 count. That's one thing I love about Cade Marlowe is that he's like Kelenic, right? And a lot of the guys on the team, that as of late, they're actually taking their time and not getting impatient in the box, using their eyes and obviously not swinging at garbage. And that's one thing I noticed about Cade Marlowe in his very first at bat. I was like, this guy is not reaching. He's being very, very patient with the pitches, waiting for the right pitch to come along instead of just swinging once, swinging twice, and then getting 0-2 count like Julio all year, and then trying to find his way and dig his way out of the ditch, out of the hole when you're down in 0-2 count. Check swing, and he didn't go. Bases loaded, baby. Bases loaded. Next up, DHing for Seattle, Mike Ford, baby. Let's go. But, I have been watching every Mariner game that I haven't been streaming. So it's not like I took days off. Like me and my boys were watching it, and talking to each other, like when I watched the Peacock matchup at 10 a.m., So it's nice to be able to see that sweep and those brooms come out. First time against the Astros since 2018. So what was our overall record? Well, we were 8-2 over the Astros in the season. I don't think I've ever seen that. Because I think we were 5-2 until that series. And then we won, 3? So that's insane. Runner goes. Safe. Go. Throw pitch. 4-0. Yes, baby. What's the magic number for the Mariners? 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits, and we already got 4, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby. And I'll get some photos up here for you, Megan, once we go into commercial break. I appreciate you very, very much. It means a lot. Because like I said, some streams, I'll give it my all. I spend an hour or 2 hours prepping, and obviously grinding it out for 3 or 4 hours, and sometimes we hit zero, which is kind of mind-boggling to me. But again, I get it. There's tough times, and we need more people. That's ultimately what we need. We need more people, so when the people can't donate, there's others to fill in. That's just really the reality of it all. That's why we need to be able to break out, hit the algorithm, and I got to be able to grind it out in many, many things, so that way that we can get more and more people, so that way that we don't ever have that happen again, or we're not sitting at 0 or 5 or 10. I can actually feel like I'm getting the donos based on what I feel I deserve, based on all the hard work and your guys' generosity as well. So thank you so much. And I obviously know I'm not a fucking idiot. I know not everyone is going to be able to drop a fucking C note, for me. Only the heavy hitters are going to be able to do that. But even 99 cents adds up on every stream. The dollar here, a dollar there. So there we go. Let's walk Mike Ford, baby. And I just am very grateful for the people that I do have that support me and support my dreams. So it means a lot. Because like I said, this is not temporary. This is not a side gig. This is my full-time job. So I don't have any other income coming in besides, grinding it out and doing this. And remember, it took me 10 years to get to this point. So it's not like I started this channel yesterday. I've been grinding it out for 11 years, and this is my 7th year on YouTube. So nice little chopper over his head. Let's go. 5-0 Mariners. We hit the magic number, baby. Even Rojas is getting us on the board. I love it. I love it. We are just raking. And the best part about it, gave Julio a day off. And so we didn't even need him today. We didn't even need Julio today. Mariner Moose loves it. Fucking Seattle Mariners love it. Fucking O-Dog loves it. Reflect loves it. Sauer loves it. Megan loves it. We all love it, baby. Let's go. I love it. I love it. I love it. Blowout, baby. But again, we can't be cocky, because what happened when we played the Astros? We had Emerson Hancock come in there, and we had a 6-0 lead. And then he got hurt early in like the 3rd or 4th inning, went out, and then our pitchers were ass coming in. And then what happened? It was 6-5. So remember, yeah, it looks like it's a blowout, but I know the White Sox are not the Astros, so I get it. But just because we have an early lead doesn't mean we're just going to win 15-0. I mean, I would love that, but you know what I'm saying? We got to keep it real. Yeah, at some point you may want to drop, one of your tight ends, like Fant, and then pick up a wide receiver, if you need more wide receiver depth. So inning is over, 5-0 Mariners. So, but again, if you show me your lineup and I can see who's on the wire, and then I can look at everyone's roster and I can spy on everyone else, I can kind of give you an appropriate, type of suggestion on what to do. So, Lauren, hey, what an inning for us, huh? That was amazing. Yeah, but again, like I said, there's no point of having 4 tight ends. Most people only have maybe, some people are weird and they'll just do 1, but most of the time people will do 2. But if your tight ends are a little shaky, 3 is okay. But again, 4 is unnecessary. Like I said, that 4th one, you could always get rid of that, or trade someone, and then get another wide receiver, but you want to be able to see what's available instead of dropping Fant and then picking up a crappy receiver. Make sure, you're consulting with people before you do it. So that way we can get you a sleeper like Peoples-Jones and get you another one. So that's big facts. 7-0 Baltimore. Let's listen to some audio for the Monday night game here. And let me get some photos. What would you like to see for photos? You want some of your players that you ended up getting in the fantasy draft, or do you want your regulars? You want Jim Zorn? You want Pete Carroll? You want Hack? You want Steve Largent? You let me know what you're looking for photos, and I got you. Yeah, and like I said, normally you're going to want to go very, very heavy on the running backs and the wide receivers. So, like I said, with running backs, and I know it's an 18-man league, so things are going to be thin. But again, you want to have running backs and you want to have wide receivers. But the good thing is that wide receivers are aplenty. Because like I said, if you got a left receiver, a right receiver, and a slot. So if there's 32 teams, that means there's 96 receivers to kind of choose from. So even if there's 18, there should still be some left over that are sleepers. So, all right, the regulars. Okay, I got you. All right, we got Luis Castillo up here next. All right, come on, Louise. Let's go, baby. We need you. All right, 9-7 record with a 3.23 ERA. And let's not be haters because sports karma is real, right? Sports karma is real. And we don't want to be that guy that is just like hate, hate, hate like everyone else, right? We got to make sure we're giving them their due diligence. Up in the box, shortstop Elvis Andrus. Batting second, left fielder Andrew Benintendi. And batting third this inning, center fielder Luis Robert Jr. Got to make sure we're giving them the spinning logo and the love as well. It's good for sports karma. It just really is. All right, now I'm going to start prepping some photos for you while they're up here. Thank you so much for your $100 dono. You are very generous, and you are one of the heavy hitters and one of the people that really does care about me and Paisley and my success on the channel, and it means a lot. Thank you. Chopper down first base. Oh, it's fair. Come on, baby. Go, go, go. Get him. Get him. Throw to second. The Oscar. Oh, the good thing JP has a good catching radius right there. That could have ended up being bad. I'm going to do these kind of in order to make room for all the photos that I got. So we'll go I'll kind of do them as we go. So we got a little hack. Soak that in, and then I'll delete, and then I'll keep moving forward, and we'll keep going down even through a Maddie in there for you as well, and then we'll keep rotating down the favorites. I'll try to do them in fours for you. Appreciate you. 5-0 Mariners, unbelievable. I mean, if Luis Castillo can't win with a 5-0 lead, I mean, hell, I don't know what is going to happen. So, and I had to throw up JP on the thumb. Oh, baby, JP Crawford. He's the man. Little chopper foul. Bottom of the first, 0-2 count from Castillo. Big swing and a miss. Got him. Sit down, Benintendi. Not today. Not today, Andrew. Sit down. Next up, Luis Robert Jr. We got to get Castillo with the Mariner Moose with the K. Bang, bang, bang. Nice job, Luis. Seven three Ravens. Top foul. Chop foul. Multitasking. Castillo, 0-2 pitch. Pitch is low. And then we'll go to the next set here. I got you Jim Zorn, obviously with the black and white. Absolutely love that. And we got obviously Jim through the years. Another action shot with Jim. And another one after a touchdown. And then I'll get into the next section. Appreciate you very, very much. Because obviously, me trying to throw up, 10 to 16 photos all at once in a commercial break is almost impossible. So, got to do it kind of in sections for you. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is low and outside. 2-2 count. Five zero Marinez. Chop foul. Two pitch from Castillo. Chopper towards third, right to Gino. One of the best defensive players in baseball, not named Machado or Arenado, baby. There we go. Good job by France. Pitches outside, 1-0 count. Now we'll go through some Steve Largent for you. We got the Steve Largent autograph photo, obviously with authentication. Fucking sick. I love that. Then we got a Largent with the NFL films there. One of the best throwback uniforms on planet Earth, EARF. Okay. Line to left, over his head. Damn it. Get up. RBI double, 5-1, Marinez. Damn it. Then going back to Steve, we got him obviously with the helmet off and with the helmet on. And then we got a beautiful black and white there from 1989. Merry Christmas on Christmas Day. Appreciate you. And then the last four or five that I'll get you a bunch of Pete's, either USC and Seahawks, for your $100 donation to your boy. Appreciate you very much. And I'll get you some fantasy players too. I got you. Okay, no worries. I'm watching as well. 100. Let's get to 2. Let's do it. Oh, it's all good. I'll sprinkle them in. I know how to multitask. I just want to make sure I show that appreciation. I know, and I know you'll probably be here for a little bit, but just who I am, I want to make sure I show that gratitude. And are you? How long do you have? Are you going to be here for the whole stream, or do you have things that you have to do? That's another reason I like to be able to try to get them done. So, all right, 2-2 count. Little pop up to Marlowe. And there we go. They only score one, but the damage was done. Let's get a few more photos here for Megan while I can kind of rush here during the commercial break. So let's do it. Let's get some Pete Carroll up, huh? I love the Pete Carroll post on social media that Snoop Dogg, was commenting on early. And then obviously you had Will Ferrell on there. Awesome. Awesome. I mean, like I said, I saw it and I started like, what is this? And then I realized it was based off him torching the guys in practice. Obviously him, doing the little throws and whatnot. And obviously, as an older gentleman, he's not going to be as good as like a Geno Smith throwing the football. But for his age, he definitely runs around and has the life of a 20-year-old. And obviously, has a lot of friends. And definitely that was probably the best video that I saw that day. So pretty sweet. He's got friends in high places. That's big facts. Give you a couple Seahawks and a couple USC. God, USC is just coming right around the corner. And then as we go in, I can sprinkle in some of your players as well. Appreciate you and your support. It means everything to me. It really does. Thank you so much. It's like the Seattle logo down there. Appreciate you. Pete Carroll, I see you. The best coach to ever coach, possibly on the college side and on the NFL side. Stats don't lie. The record doesn't lie. Appreciate you. Thank you. And then I'll squeeze in maybe some Charbonneau, Jason Myers. We'll squeeze in some of the Seahawk guys that you got. And then if there's someone else that you want, from the roster, we got you as well. Brian Blades. All right, Gino, let's go. Okay. It's awesome. But it was cool to be able to see like Snoop Dogg and Will Ferrell and just be funny about it. And like I said, if you didn't know the context of the video, you'd be like, dude, why are they so angry? Like, what are they talking about? And then if you saw the video, you're like, oh, that makes sense. So he's a jokester, and that's why people love him too, because he's a player's coach. He can be a disciplined guy, but he's going to be your friend, but he's also going to be a player's coach. Some guys are just hard asses and you can't really be friends with them, but he wants to be able to know how the players are doing. How's your kids? How's your wife? And you can tell, that's the type of guy that he is. He genuinely cares about the player. And if the player knows that, they're going to play harder for a guy like that. So pretty sweet. Best record since July 25th. Mariners number one, 19-5 in all Major League Baseball. Is that good? Is that good? Ty? There we go. Ty. There we go, baby. Hell yeah. Everyone is starting to get hot, and not just Jared Kelenic, and that's it in the first 50 games. We legitimately have like half of the lineup that's on fire on top of the pitching staff. And so if we would have played like this, who knows what our record would be? Maybe our record would be close to what the Braves have if we could have played like this the whole year. And regardless if we get Shohei Ohtani or not, if we can continue this type of play in the next 15 years, there's a good chance that we'll make a World Series in the next 15 years while Julio is here. There's a good chance that we'll make some ALDSs and ALCSs as well. We have, and also too, if you're not really a big fan of baseball, the Mariners are fun to watch. Like if you actually look at all the teams that are out there in baseball, Braves and Dodgers are fun to watch, right? The Orioles, the Blue Jays, and Mariners are fun to watch. So it's like you don't even have to be a fan or know all the players' names. Like look at the uniforms and look how they play. We got something special. And the Mariners obviously are one of the most watchable, easy watchable teams in baseball. Facts. But it was difficult at the beginning of the year when we couldn't fucking hit and we were hitting 230 for a team. So it's just nice that we're getting hot at the right time. We are a second half team. Come on, big dumper. Popped up. Yeah, but that's also a part of the reason why, obviously, with the USC job, though, too. So if you have California ties, that was a big reason why, probably why he went there and then came to the Seahawks. So you got to put it in perspective. Seahawks and Niners are rivals, but you got to think his connection to California was first. So him going to USC was a no-brainer. Then he went to Seattle. So you got to look at it that way. I mean, look at me. I grew up watching the Niners when I was a kid. It doesn't mean that I'm a Niner fan. But obviously watching Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, and John Taylor, and Tom Rathman, and Brent Jones, and looking at Romanowski, Merton Hanks, Dion. It was like one of those things. If the team of the '80s, like if you grew up in the '80s at all, the Niners were the best team. They won 4 championships in the '80s, 2 in the early '80s, and 2 in the late '80s. 2 without Jerry Rice, 2 with Jerry Rice. So I mean, the '90s were the Cowboys for 3 to 4 years, but the '70s was like '60s was the Packers, '70s was the Steelers, '80s was the Niners, '90s was the Cowboys, and then we go from there to the Patriots and whatnot. So there's teams of the decade, and like it was very hard to ignore, what was going on with Bill Walsh and the 49ers. So hey, but at least he's doing the big things for us in the Pacific Northwest, right? 2-2 count. Top of the second, 5-1 Mariners. I love it. What a great start for us. And honestly, if I wasn't, a Buccaneer fan, I've said it many times, I probably would have ended up being a Niner fan. There is a possibility that I might have been a Seahawk fan, and I had to go back and forth with that. Maybe I would have been because I didn't want to hop on the Niners bandwagon with the 5 championships, the 4 in the '80s, and then the one in '94 when I was 12. I didn't want to hop onto that and be like, oh, look at this guy. Now he's just, And I also, like I said, I had a weird feeling that they never were going to win again, or they weren't going to win for a long, long time, and I was right. So even at 12 years old, your boy had ESP. So I probably would have been a Seahawk fan just because I would want to, kind of have something as my own. I want to watch a team blossom in front of my eyes. And that's why I chose Tampa, because they didn't have any championships at that point. And, they had guys that I really connected to: Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, John Lynch, Mike Allstott. Physical, big guys that that dominated the game. And I was like, these guys are physical. Some of them are shit talkers. They have the passion, and I was like, this could be big. I was like, I connect with these guys, and that's ultimately why I became a Buccaneer fan, because I connected to Sapp and Brooks and Lynch and Allstott, Rondé Barber. Those were my guys. And the Seahawks, unfortunately, didn't have guys like that on the team at the time. Niners didn't either. And the only one that they had was maybe Dion, but then he went to the Cowboys in '95. So if Dion would have stayed on the 49ers from '94 to '95 and they would have went back to back, then maybe I would have been a Niner fan at that point because, just of Dion. But since he left, it made the decision a little bit easier for me. And I didn't want to take on, all the championships and be like, oh, I have 5 rings or whatever, and then never to win one again. So I think I did it right. And then obviously, starting my fandom in '95, I was 13. And then it took about 7 years until I was in my early 20s for that first championship against the Raiders and Jerry Rice and Rich Gannon, Tim Brown. And then obviously just a couple years ago against the Chiefs. And then I got one with Tom Brady. So, us and the Ravens are the only teams that have gone twice and have both been 2-0. So, but I think the opponents that I played were much harder than what the Ravens played. The Ravens had it easy going. It's like, what did you play with the Giants? And then you played what? The Niners? Come on, man. I had to play fucking Patrick Mahomes and then the number 1 offense with the Raiders. It's a little different. So, but it is what it is. There you go. 5-1 Mariners. I'm going to get a couple of your fantasy guys up here too. Remember, I'm always going to steer you right. Remember, like last year, even as a Seahawk fan, and I told you I had Jason Myers in fantasy. You're like, he's not that good. But then as the season went along, you were like, whoa, this guy's actually doing really, really well. Some of the drives stalled. The offense was good, but sometimes you get field goals, and you want to be able to get guys that are going to be consistent. And now and then now you picked them up, and I think your team is going to be even better than they were last year. So definitely exciting to see. I'm going to get you a Seahawks spinning logo to make it right here. Hold up. 5-1 Mariners, bottom of the second. And I'm going to get you Charbonnet as well. Back to Castillo. There we go. 2 away. UCLA, Chip Kelly, like I said, he knows what he's doing. And you saw that, Dorian Thompson Robinson from the Browns, he might actually take Deshaun Watson's job at some point if he gets hurt or plays like shit. It's going to have to take a lot. But again, you see potential there. So just because certain guys are on UCLA doesn't mean they're not going to pan out on the NFL side. A little Jason Myers for you, and I got you some Zach Charbonnet. Let's go. Looking good. He had a nice run in that. And I did the reaction video for the Seahawks game. That was the first one that I did against the Cowboys. So appreciate you. All the way to the wall. Nice. Cade Marlowe with a big defensive play. Nice job, Cade. Hell yeah. Cade Marlowe looking like Julio Rodriguez out there in the outfield. Was that Julio out there? No. That was Cade Marlowe. Nice job, Cade. Good shit. Awesome defense by Cade right there. Well, also too, Charbonnet, it's like more of a reserve thing. He's not going to start. Obviously, we assume it's going to be Kenneth Walker III, but if there's any injuries or any setbacks, then that guy is going to be able to get some looks. You're probably not going to start him because he's not going to get enough looks or touches. It wouldn't make sense. But if there's any injuries, and typically the Seahawks do have injuries to the running backs every year, major or minor, that will be a good one to hang on to. And he has a nice burst to him. So, he's a gamer just like Dorian Thompson Robinson, the backup quarterback for the Browns. So they both have something in common. They're backups, but they're incredibly athletic, and they're going to be able to do some damage if they get a chance. So that is big facts. End of the second inning. Let's go to the top of the third. 5-1 Mariners. Due up for the Mariners, 0 for 1, left fielder Dominic Canzone. Batting second, center fielder Cade Marlowe, 0 for 0 with a run, with the wild pitch, I assume. And then batting third, 0 for 0, DHing Mike Ford. Let's go. We'll take all the walks and hit by batters. We'll take anything. Walks, hits, wild pitches, whatever we got. We'll take it. Go, Dom. 0-2 count, fouled off. $100. Let's get to 2. Top of the third, 5-1 Mariners. 0-2 pitch. Little blooper. In center field. Will it drop? No, it won't. Damn it. 1 away. Good defense by Chicago there. Next up, center fielder Cade Marlowe. Pitch is outside, 1-1 count. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Monday. We're getting closer and closer to the regular season in the NFL, which makes my heart really, really happy, as well as college football also. Big swing and a miss, 1-2 count. And it looks like the Mariners are going to make the playoffs. So everything is starting to line up. It's like I get Mariner joy, right? We get NFL joy, college football joy. Wrestling is all year round. And then pretty soon we're going to be hopping into Kraken for NHL, a little bit of NBA and college hoops. NASCAR will be wrapping up in a few months. Chase Elliott has one more race to be able to get into the playoffs. I highly doubt he'll get in, but you never know. And then NASCAR will start wrapping up. And once we get closer to the end, I may do a NASCAR stream or two, just depending on what we're doing during the weekends. Especially when it gets down to like the championship. Chopped off himself. Hope he's okay there. 2-2 count. So, Megan, when you ended up doing your draft, did it give you guys grades at the very, very end? And are you guys doing ESPN or are you guys doing Yahoo? Which one are you guys doing? ESPN or Yahoo or a different one? That's foul. Come on, Cade. Mariners 5, White Sox 1. Top of the third, 1 out, 2-2 count. Pitch is low, 3-2 count. NFL.com. Okay, because yeah, on the Yahoo side and ESPN, they do grades on there. But just at an initial glance, it didn't look too bad. And I'm honest, I'm not, but again, if it's 18 people, I imagine there's people that did better than you, but there's also maybe some that did worse than you too. So, and you did research, you asked questions, right? It's not like you went in completely blind, and like I said, you were probably a little nervous, but some of the talent, and even if you're not familiar with some of these guys, like maybe Amon-Ra St. Brown, I could tell your strategy. You picked a lot of guys that you were familiar with, either on USC, former USC players, Seahawk players, or maybe someone you've heard of at least. So, and like I said, the more you do it, the better you'll get. And you'll learn as you go. Fantasy is one of the hardest things to be good at. No lie. I mean, it's very, very difficult. And as even with my expertise, I don't win every year. Because it's just one of those things. You can have the number one team all year, which I feel I typically can be number one or number two. I'm only going to lose once or twice in the regular season. And normally when I lose, the only week that I lost, it was my bye week, where I had 4 of my starters that were out and I barely lost, but I won every week other than that. But did I win the championship? No, I didn't. Because sometimes when you get to the playoffs, it's best of 2 weeks. And if your starters play bad and the other team plays slightly better and they get more points, sometimes that's enough to beat you. If you got a couple heavy hitters that you're expecting 15 to 20 and they give you 7 and 9, you're screwed. So sometimes it depends on who you play when you're in the playoffs. So you can ride that momentum all the way there, but a lot of times people that are really good in the regular season, they get screwed at the end. So that is big facts. Yeah. And never, trade just, with anybody before consulting. Always shoot me a message or, Sarah or somebody that you trust that knows football and that knows fantasy football and that's good at it. Like I said, me and Sarah are very solid. So, that way you don't get ripped off because I guarantee, even though you're part of the 12s over there, they're going to try to rip you off if they can, try to act like they're being friendly and whatnot and try to give you a good deal. Oh, let me give you this 2-for-1. 2 is better than 1, but not if the 2 players are shitty and the one that you got is good. A, you're a female. B, it's your first time. And to act like these people aren't going to try to take advantage, maybe some of them won't dare do that, but there's definitely going to be some in the league that are going to try to pull a fast one on you. So, and I'll make sure that I get you the proper advice. So, yeah, you hit me up anytime of day. You message, boom, Send me, and as long as I'm awake, I'll message back. You know, because I don't want you to get ripped off. I want you to try to finish in. If you can't make the playoffs, I want you to finish in the upper half, in the top 9. And then how many teams make the playoffs in that particular league? It's 18. So how many make the playoffs in that league? Eight teams make the playoffs, I believe, in that format. I would assume 8 to 10. So, half the league isn't going to make the playoffs, but if you can finish in the top 8 or top 10, that's going to be my goal for you. If I can help you out along the way. So, but as you look at your team, you'll see what you need. Like if there's holes there, like, oh, I need more wide receivers. But the thing about wide receivers, there's so much depth. Even if it's an 18-man league, there's going to be people that drop people, pick people up, and they're forced to drop really good players because they have a need somewhere else. So it's like they got 5 receivers, but they need, this tight end because their tight end has a bye, and then all of a sudden a really good player becomes available on the market, and then you might get them on the wire. Mike Ford with the strikeout, 5-1 Mariners. Yeah, absolutely. Top 10 would be dope, especially if it's your first time. Like I said, with Zini Panini, I taught her how to play. She was extremely nervous. She only knew Eagle players, kind of like you with Seahawks, and just like superstars. But even with the superstars, not really comfortable. Like heard of them, watched them play against her Eagles, but wasn't really comfortable. Knows the name, but didn't really know the stats or the longevity of the career. Are they injury prone or not? And then taught her the skill set. And then boom, out of a 10-man league, she finished in second. I think it was her first year. And then the second year, she won it. She won it all. And I barely even helped her in the second year. I taught her the basics. I told her the secrets, and she, did a really good job with the drafting and whatnot. And then the second year did amazing. And then barely asked me any questions along the way. Pretty much did it by herself. And then she won the league. And she not only won the league, but she won the league with me and 8 other people that were very competitive that have been doing it for a long, long time. So that shows, females can win championships, even if they've never played before or early in their fantasy football career. So, but with yours, I mean, you got 18. That's a lot harder than 10, so, but I'll definitely be able to help. And Sarah will be able to help you too. So big facts. All right, let's go to the bottom of the third. Leading off for the White Sox, second baseman Lenyn Sosa. Batting second, shortstop Elvis Andrus. And batting third this inning, left fielder Andrew Benintendi. Let's take a quick look at the stat line. Luis Castillo, let's bring that up. All right, 2 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 1 K. And then Touki Toussaint, 3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 5 earned runs, 4 walks, 3 Ks. So obviously not what he wanted, but his ERA was already very, very high. Going into the game, it was 1-5 record with a 4.47 ERA for Touki. So obviously right around what we thought. We got the 5 runs already. And then Castillo, 9-7 record. He should be probably 12-5, but with run support. But we didn't give it to him early in the year, and he's got a 3.23 ERA, which is fantastic. So all Castillo has to do is not give up the big homers, and if he does, make it solo shots, not 2 or 3 run homers. Exactly. Yeah, you just got to be able to make sure that you're getting some, quality pieces at starting for running back as well as wide receiver. Yeah, if Kenneth Walker is healthy, he's only going to get a little bit of looks for Charbonnet. So that's just kind of like an emergency backup kind of player. So yeah, but also too, you don't want to have so many backups. right? Where your starters are thin. It's like it's cool to have these backup guys, but ultimately what you're trying to do is you're trying to score more points than the other opponent every week. So that means you have to have a stud quarterback, two stud running backs, two stud receivers, a tight end, a flex who's a running back, wide receiver, or tight end, a stud kicker, and then a couple defenses as well. So and if you only have one defense, is that right? So you probably would have tried. If it was me, I would have advised you to get two or three defenses instead of getting like four tight ends. I would have only had two tight ends and maybe three defenses. So that way you can go that route, or two defenses, two tight ends, and get more running backs and wide receivers. But again, the running back room is going to be super thin, especially if there's 18 people playing. There's only 32 starters. So, after the running backs are gone, then you're kind of stuck with backups. So you have to try to do your best, to be able to manufacture a starting lineup, right, that's going to score more points than the opponent. Having backup running backs and backup receivers and backup tight ends is all great and all, right? But also you got to be able to make sure your starters are getting you points, because Charbonnet ain't going to get you any points if he's sitting on the bench. You don't get points for guys on the bench for just being awesome guys, So, oh, you can only take one defense? Well, that was the rule? I don't know about that. One defense? That seems like some kind of cheat code. One defense? Who in the hell in a fantasy league only has one defense? I usually have two or three at all times. But again, I guess if there's 18 people in the league, then that makes sense. Only having one, and then there's others that are on the wire. So I guess that does make sense. Dumb question. How do you find the balance? Experience, and also reading. So you're always reading. You're always looking at other your opponents and who they have. You're reading the guys that are on the wire. You're paying attention to the league as a whole. You can't just follow Seahawks now. Now you have to become like me, a fan of all 32 teams. You're forced to. The better that you read and you actually follow the numbers and you look at the guys on the wire and then they have their name, click on it. So when you see guys that are available on the wire, click on their name. See what it says about them, and make sure you're clicking on a lot of them. Click on the other quarterbacks that are on the wire, the running backs, the wide receivers. Get familiar with reading a lot when you do fantasy. There we go. Castillo with a nice punch out. Yeah. But now you're going to have to read on another level, though, right? So it's one thing to read, but now you have to take it to a whole nother level if you want to make the playoffs and be good. If you don't care, then, do whatever you want to do. But if you really are serious on trying to actually get to the playoffs and be great at fantasy, right, and have people fear you and know that you're legit and you're good, you're going to have to look at the wire, and there's secrets too. It's like when the wire drops, right? And then the worse that you are, the higher priority you are on the list. So let's say week 1, you lose, right? Then you're going to have higher priority on the wire. And then you get, your choice of guys. You get this guy. And as long as you're up on the highest point of the wire, you'll get your first choice of getting who's popular, or maybe there's a hot name that was, maybe sitting there that no one was looking at that you might be able to add to your team to add depth, right? But just because you want a guy doesn't mean you're going to get him, because it's all based off priority on the wire. The worst teams get the higher picks. If you keep winning, then you don't get the priority. You're lower on the wire because your team is good. So if you end up, going 0-2, and then you end up getting the amazing players on the wire, that could turn your whole season around, because you might end up getting a wide receiver 2 and maybe another running back in those first 2 weeks. And you start off 0-2, and then you reel off 4 or 5 straight wins because of those 2 guys you got on the wire, because you were the worst team in the league starting off, but then you got those guys, and then now you're in the middle. So that has happened quite a few times in leagues as well. So again, I'll be able to help. And then when the wire drops in the middle of the night, I wake up, or I'm up, right? So as soon as it drops at 2 a.m., I'm up, right? And I look to see what the leftovers are. And if there's anything that's left over that's good, I scoop it up. So that way I get free players, that other people are sleeping. I'm not sleeping. I'm trying to win a championship. And that's another secret. When everyone else is sleeping, when the wire drops, you wake up, or you're on a different time zone, so you have an advantage. So if they might be sleeping, it might be morning or afternoon or night for you. And then you can just kind of cycle through. And if everyone's sleeping, boom, oh, I see a running back available. I'll swap out this guy that I'm not going to use, my 4th tight end. Ooh, I just got a running back. Ooh, I got a wide receiver. Ooh, I got another, option here, a backup quarterback. and then you end up building a super roster. And that's typically what I do year in and year out. So, yeah. But again, Brandon doesn't know that, I'm the ringer, and obviously you got people like Sarah that's very, very good too. But I guarantee, as far as covering all 32 teams, there's a lot of people that have YouTube channels and they are an expert maybe on their own team. But I guarantee there's not very many people on planet Earth that are going to have as much knowledge, I feel, as this NWSF as well as myself on this channel. You can maybe be an expert of your team or maybe another team, but as like covering all 32, I would put myself against anybody on planet Earth. So, yeah. And that's an advantage that you have because, like I said, he's a Seahawk fan, but I guarantee he don't know more than me on all 32 teams. 100% he don't. So, but like I said, I read more. I watch the film. I treat every team as my own, and that's why fantasy. I feel that I'm very, very good at it because I put in more work than anyone else. But even with that being said, you're not going to win a championship every year. So, but definitely, if I'm busy, or if you want to get Sarah's opinion, and a lot of times me and Sarah will think alike, but every once in a while we'll have different opinions on things, right? But definitely reach out to her too, on Instagram or Twitter or X. She's knowledgeable. I mean, obviously she's the lead mod for a reason. Because, like I said, besides her, there's only a few people on the NWSF that read and watch film like crazy people. And I know Megan, you like to read a lot and watch film and keep up on your team and players. And then now you'll have another reason to do more. And you're going to be more of a smarter fan. It's not going to be like bias as much. You're really going to start to appreciate the league as a whole, and you're going to be so shocked next year your knowledge compared to what you think for the NFL. And then now, after you do fantasy for a full year, you're going to go from, being smart to a certain degree, with your team, and then to being like, okay, I know a lot now. Like, I feel like, you're going to go boom to Einstein. It's going to take a couple years, but if you're willing to put in the effort, you're definitely going to be more of a well-rounded fan, and you're going to know more about the league. And you'll know more about the opponents, about the Niners and the Rams and the Cardinals. You'll know about all the superstar players. You'll know about the rookies. You'll know about people coming out from college other than USC. Like, it's going to really make you a lot smarter and more well-rounded as a fan, not just Seahawks, but a fan of the NFL. Facts. Little chopper up the middle. There we go, Gino. Nice. Full sail. Good job, Gino. That's my boy. Nice job, Gino. Next up, first baseman Ty France. We're in the top of the fourth, 5-1 Mariners. I love it. Pitches outside, 1-0 count. Stay there, you go. And delete. And like that's another reason why I think I have an advantage over a lot of the other YouTubers, Twitch streamers, and people on TV and podcasts because my work ethic is like an NFL scout or someone that's working in the film room. I'm watching and watching and watching, and not only for the Bucks, but I'm doing it for everybody. And then I'm also watching a lot of college football and high school football, so that way I get the gauge of those guys and evaluating players. I think is one of the good traits that I have. So that way, when they make the NFL, I already know what I'm dealing with. And some guys will bust. They can be great in high school and college and then be shit in the NFL. But a lot of times you'll have a better understanding. Robert with the out in the outfield. Good defense there. And the more college football that you watch, the smarter of a fan on the NFL side that you're going to be. If you don't watch any college football, you're not going to be as smart as someone that is, that is actually watching it week in and week out, especially when you go into the draft and evaluating players and chemistry and fit, and I'm not saying that people that just watch NFL are dumb, but I'm just saying if you watch college and NFL, you're going to be a lot smarter than the people that just watch NFL. I've never met anyone that just watches NFL that's smarter than someone that watches college and NFL, especially if they're very heavy with it. So, You win 4K, huh? And then I get 2K of that, huh? Thanks. I appreciate that. All right, let's go to the bottom of the fourth. Next up for the White Sox, 0 for 1, Luis Robert Jr. Batting second, 1 for 1 with an RBI, DHing for Chicago, Eloy Jimenez. And batting third, 0 for 1, third baseman, Yoan Moncada. Let's go, baby. I think both players are completely different, though. Like I said, Caleb Williams, he's kind of a combination of a couple players, maybe a little Mahomes, little Russell Wilson when Russell Wilson was good, kind of like combined. And, there's like, you see kind of traits of like 3 or 4 different quarterbacks in Caleb Williams, maybe, slightly, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But I don't know if he's going to be the next Patrick Mahomes. That's really saying something. You know what I mean? He probably won't be as good as Patrick Mahomes, but if he can end up being a solid player, and if my Bucks get him, I'm going to be thrilled. And then Drake May, he kind of looks like he could be like an Andrew Luck, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert type, more of like a pocket guy. And Caleb is more of an RPO guy that could run, kind of bounce it out to the outside a little bit. So they're a little bit different. RPO quarterback, a guy that can do a little bit of everything, and then a guy that's mostly just a pocket quarterback. But I think both could excel, depending on the teams that they go to. So either one would be great. Like I said, if we get Michael Penix Jr. or someone else, it's going to be kind of like, I don't know if they're going to pan out, kind of like the Colts with Richardson. But, we'll have to wait and see. Uh-oh, it struck him out. Luis Robert Jr., no money. Strikeout. Sorry, bro. Especially against Castillo, you knew you weren't going to get a hit there. Next up, DHing for the White Sox, Eloy Jimenez. Now, if you were going against one of our shittier pitchers, I would say, oh, you're going to win money. But when it's going against Castillo or Kirby or, anyone, even fucking Gilbert lately, it's like if you're going against any of our main guys, it's been tough. Like I said, we got the best record in baseball since the end of June, early July. So 2 away. Yeah, Harry Ford will be great. And there's a good chance that Caleb can win back-to-back Heismans as well. And then if that happens, then you already know he's going to be automatic first pick in the draft. And more than likely, he will be the first pick in the draft no matter how he plays this year, as long as he doesn't like tear an ACL. That's kind of like the word, Uh-oh, back all the way to the wall. There we go. Okay, no problem. I appreciate you and your generosity, and good job in your draft, and good job, obviously asking for help, because, like I said, me and Sarah will never, tell you to do something that is not going to help you win. So, congratulations for making sure you got your foot in the door for your first fantasy and opportunity, and I hope that you do well, and I'll help you try to get into the playoffs this year. So, no worries. Yes, I did. I'm always watching MLB, Harold Reynolds, anything that I can find that, is talking about the Mariners or Julio or anything there. So no problem. Congratulations. And like I said, 18 was very difficult. And honestly, if you did a 10-man, league or a 12, your team would even be better than what it is now. But you live, you learn, you adjust, you know what you did right, maybe what you did wrong, and then you learn from it moving forward. So you got this. All right, due up for the Mariners in the top of the 5th inning. Next up, big dumper, 1 for 2 with a run and 2 RBIs. Catcher Cal Raleigh. Let's go, big dumper. Batting second, Teoscar Hernandez, 0 for 2. And batting third this inning, 0 for 2, left fielder Dominic Canzone. Let's go, baby. And then we got 14-10 Ravens on the Commanders. All right, so to start off the game, Zay Flowers passed from Josh Johnson. Tucker extra point is good. It was 7-0 in the first quarter. Then Joey Sly made a field goal to make it 7-3 for Washington. Then Sam Howell to Antonio Gibson. Then that ended up being 10-7. And then Tylen Williams passed from Josh Johnson, 14-10. So that's kind of the breakdown in that particular matchup. Cal? Oh, back. Gone, baby. Big dumper goes bye-bye. Cal Raleigh with the homer. He's the best home running hit catcher in Major League Baseball since the beginning of 2022. Let's fucking go. I believe that's 42 homers since the beginning of his career. Back. He's really good. Cal Raleigh. Let's go. 6-1 Mariners. Yes, sir. That's my second favorite player on the team. That's not named Julio Rodriguez. Let's go. Nice job, Cal. 6-1 Mariners. Teoscar, back. Gone, baby. Yes, sir. We are hot. Let's go, baby. 7-1 Mariners. Yes, sir. Teoscar Hernandez. Back-to-back jacks for the Mariners. Woo! Yes, sir. Mariner Moose. Cal Raleigh. Mariner Moose. Teoscar Hernandez. Fuck yeah. Let's go, baby. Mariners. Next up, left fielder Dominic Canzone. Cal barely even got to touch the trident, and he had to hand it over to Teoscar, baby. Tien Jose in the building. What's good? Tukey is gone. Tukey is Dookie. Bye-bye, Tukey. I love it, man. Especially when we struggled so much at the beginning of the year. It just feels good to say that we're going to get hot in the second half, and then for it to happen, have someone other than Jared Kelenic, one player, be good. The pitching has gotten better. We got 5 or 6 guys out of 9 that are actually hitting. They're hitting together as a team, and we're literally the hottest team in baseball. It feels really, really good. Tien Jose, how are you, man? I missed you. How are you? What's good, brother? What's good with you? It's been a minute, bro. Yeah. But again, it gives you depth with Ramondre, right? With Stevenson. So, you end up getting that as a starter. And if he gets hurt, boom, you got Zeke. Or you can kind of play both of them, so. Back-to-back jacks. Hey, now. LA Knight. Yeah. Let's go. This is what we wanted all year, Lauren. This is what we wanted all year. How was Mexico? Where did you go? What places did you go in Mexico to visit family? 7-1 Mariners. Oh, God, I feel great. It must have been because I wore the Griffey today. I got the Griffey vintage jersey on right now, and I was like, I was going to wear Julio, but I was like, Julio's got the day off, and I had a feeling we were still going to win today, right? But I was like, who do I wear today? And I was like, oh, I'm going to wear Griffey. And here we go. Mexico City. Nice. How long were you there for? You just got back? So you've been gone for like months and months and months? Popped up? Marlowe not happy about that, but that's all right. Not everyone can homer, but it's just nice to be able to see, okay, JP just came back, but he was hot. Gino's defense has been amazing, and he's been hitting. Ty France is now getting hot. Cal is getting hot. The Oscar's been hot. We got new guys with Dom and Cade that have actually been pretty good. Mike Ford is starting to kind of get back into a rhythm. Hell, Josh Rojas is playing better than Colton Wong. It's like we don't really have any weak spots anymore. And normally it would have been some of the new guys, but it feels good that we're dominating. Mike Ford popped up. Oh, Robert Jr. at the wall. Rob's a homer. Nice job. Like 5 or 6 months. Nice. I was going to say, where the hell is Tian Jose? But I figured that you were gone for that long. So great to have you back, bro. I missed you. Right in time for football season. Wow. Luis Robert Jr. with a home run robbing. Nice. That was a nice play. We got to give credit where credit's due. All right. Nice defense by Luis Robert Jr. I see you. Michael in the building. Fly, Eagles fly. I'm good. How are you? I had a long time no talk with you as well. How are you, man? Like I said, we're going to get all kinds of people that are going to be creeping back onto the channel since we're getting closer to college football and NFL. Some people are going to be here all year round, but sometimes people take a break or they got other things that are going on. Tian Jose hasn't been here in a minute. Michael hasn't been here in a minute, and now you are. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I've been pumping out reaction videos now. I'm getting back to the roots, so I'll be doing those. And I know once I do those during the regular season, we will be able to get a uptick in subs, and it'll be nice. I'm trying to get us to over 20,000, so which we should have probably already hit a long time ago, but it is what it is. So, but I'll try to do as many as I can, but I'm trying to do about 4 a day. So I did 4 today. I'll do 4 tomorrow. I'll do 4 probably on Wednesday if it's worthy enough to do, and then kind of go from there. So. $100. Let's get to 2. $100 to hit the goal. Yeah, and like I said, I'm not going to abandon the Mariners. I'm still going to focus on them, and we're going to be doing a lot of Mariner streams. So, all right, we're going to the bottom of the 5th. Next up for the White Sox, first baseman Gavin Sheets, 0 for 1. Batting second this inning, catcher Yasmani Grandal. And batting third, right fielder Oscar Colas. Seven one Mariners. Luis Castillo with another K, baby. Mariner Moose comes out for all the Ks, baby. All right, Luis, let's take a look at your stat line here real quick. Luis Castillo, 4.1 innings pitched, only 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, and 5 Ks. Touki Toussaint, 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, 7 earned runs, 4 walks, and 3 Ks. 96 pitches, and that's why Banks went in there. So we're getting all the hits, all the home runs, and we got a good Luis Castillo today. Let's go. Are the Pats a playoff team? You want me to be honest? The answer is hell to the no. Not happening. you're going to get fourth place in the division. The Dolphins will get third. The Jets will end up getting second because they got Dalvin Cook and Aaron Rodgers, even though the O-line and the defense stink, besides Quentin Williams and Sauce Gardner. And then the Bills will end up winning the division. So, yeah, it'll be a long year, But again, at least you got Christian Gonzalez for my Ducks at corner, and you got Zeke. But like I said, is it Bailey Zappi or is it Mac Jones? You got to be able to figure out a quarterback that's better than that. But it's going to be a long year. I imagine you guys will win probably, somewhere between 5 and 8 games this year. So, and that's just me being honest. I mean, I break down all 32 teams, and I don't think I'm the only one that thinks the Pats are going to get fourth in the division. I know you're a fan of them, but the Brady, Gronk, Belichick era is over. So until you end up getting a top 10 quarterback, now if you end up getting like a Kyler Murray, if they decide to get rid of him, and then Belichick gets him, then you might be able to get to 10 wins. But until you get a quarterback like that, you're probably going to be limited, to probably somewhere between 5 and 9 wins every year until you get a little bit more depth, And I think that's a fair assessment. But on the bright side, you're going to be better than me. I hope that I'm the worst team in the NFL with the Cardinals. I want to win no games this year. I want to go 0-17. I want to get the first pick in the draft or the second pick. So I get Caleb Williams or Drake May. I don't want to win games. If the Bucks win 5 to 7 games, I'm going to be pissed. I want them to win 3 games or less, literally. And I'm not even joking. So I need my franchise QB, baby. And then maybe the Pats will figure that out too, because Mac Jones ain't it. But again, Mac Jones ain't it. Zach ain't it. And the ones that we thought were going to be good, Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, they are it. Because if they do good in college, hey, chances are it might transfer over. So again, sometimes you can go for a guy, but if they have limited experience, sometimes it's going to come back and bite you. That's facts. But Mac Jones ain't it. He ain't it. Zach Wilson ain't it. Trey Lance, it's too early, but it doesn't look like he's it either. Justin Fields, he looks like he could be working his way up. He's got DJ Moore, so his game will elevate. But even with that being said, they're probably still going to finish in 4th place, but they're getting better. Castillo with another K. Let's go. Let's go. Louise with another K. KK all day, baby. How many Ks is that now for Louise? 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 7 Ks, and he's got a 2-hitter, baby. What do you think about that? 2-hitter? Is that good, Mariner Moose? He said, yes, it is. Jumping for joy. Let's go, fucking Mariners. And it's going to be funny to see like a lot of the Seahawks streamers that are going to hop on this Mariner bandwagon. Haven't done Mariners all year, and then all of a sudden the Mariners are in the playoffs and the hype with Julio Rodriguez, and all of a sudden you're going to get these Seahawks streamers. They're going to start doing Mariner streams. I mean, good for you, but your boy's going to be doing it regardless if we're good, bad, or ugly. That's big facts. Someone's got to hold it down for the Mariners when we're good, when we're bad, and when we're ugly. But luckily, we're the hottest team in baseball right now, so I love that. And we are a second half team, and I told y'all we were going to get it, baby. Well, Bill at this point is collecting a paycheck, so he doesn't really want to win anymore. I think he realizes the Brady and the Gronk, I mean, it's done. So at this point, he's just, he's getting more wins under his belt, and he's getting more tenure, for his legacy. So every win and every loss is just adding to the legacy of Bill Belichick. But you're nowhere near the Dolphins, or, right now the Jets. Could you compete with those two teams? Yeah. And you might even steal a game or two from those two teams. You might split, but you're not going to win the division. And there's not even a very good chance to get second. So it'll go Bills, Jets, Dolphins, and then the Pats. So, we'll see where your record is, but you got to be able to figure out who the quarterback is, and Zappi and Mac Jones just aren't it. Now, I've already said that how good he is. I mean, he might be the 5th best quarterback in the NFL now. He might be the best quarterback in the NFC. But even Eagle fans wanted to argue with me with that year that you guys made the playoffs against Tampa when we went to the Super Bowl and you guys lost. You guys didn't have a number 1 receiver. You put too much pressure on Devontae Smith. He won the Heisman, but he's a little guy. He's a wide receiver too. And then when the Bucks won, they're like, well, I don't know if Jalen's good enough. Well, obviously, then you don't know fucking football. He had the leadership. He got benched for Tua at Alabama, still was good up here. Then he went to Oklahoma. He dominated, had it up here. He's got a good father figure, had it up here. And then you support, Jalen, you give him a better supporting cast, and then boom, look what happened. All the way to the Super Bowl. They didn't win, but again, I evaluate players on a different level. Just because you're an Eagle fan doesn't mean you're smarter than me. But again, a lot of the Eagle fans wanted to argue with me, and I'm like, all right, man. I mean, I watch a little bit more film. I think I know a little bit more. But if you want to just think that you're an Eagle fan and you're smarter than me, that's fine. But, I told them that's the franchise QB. No, we got to get someone better. No, you're an idiot, and then there you go. But now they're like, and the funny thing is, every single one of those people that were like, no, Jalen's not that good. How many Jalen jerseys do they have now? Oh, I just got the Kelly Green Jalen Hurts. Like they were acting like they've been on his bandwagon from day one. Fuck out of here. A couple years ago, you were wanting him out of fucking Philly. Now you're his best friend? Fuck out of here. Fickle fans, man. No, not bring back Wentz. Wentz ain't even good enough to wipe my ass. He shouldn't even be in the league. Send him to the Canadian Football League or USFL or XFL. He doesn't deserve to even be in the league anymore. Just retire and he can go and fish and get elk and deer, and he can go trout fishing and salmon fishing and sturgeon fishing. He likes to hunt and fish anyways. He can go do that. He's fucking done. Plus he's just a headache in the locker room. You don't need that. JP Crawford, foul back, 1-2 count. But a lot of times you have to look at the man, not just the football player. How do they handle pressure? How do they, handle being around the coaches and the other players? How do they talk to other people? You know what I mean? Like, what kind of person is this? Not every athlete is a good person off the field. And I obviously try to find those people that aren't only just great athletes, but they're great men, great leaders, And Jalen is one of the best leaders that I've seen coming out of college in many, many years. So that's why I knew in the right scenario, it would work out for him. And you just needed to be able to surround him with more talent. And they did. And look what happened. And now we got Eagles, Niners, Saints is probably the three best teams in the NFC. They have well-rounded rosters. So, but again, Philly radio is a bunch of dumbasses, A lot of it is just for clicks, and just to try to get people engaged because they know that Carson Wentz isn't someone that should be there, but they say it to cause controversy. That way that you can argue, just like all the crappy shows that are on TV and radio and podcasts. There we go. Go back, Rojas. Like I said, they always try to bait you to be able to go in there. It's like they do a top 5 quarterback list and Jalen isn't on there or Burrow's not on there or Allen's not on there. And then you're like, where the hell is Burrow? They have like Lamar Jackson instead of Burrow on there. Like, okay, you're obviously doing this on purpose because it's bullshit. So, yeah. But the thing is, you guys would have won the Super Bowl if your defense actually just stepped up. When I played the Chiefs, I got picks and sacks. Right? When you guys played them, you had no picks and no sacks. And if you do that against Mahomes, Burrow, or Allen or Herbert, you're never going to win a Super Bowl. You did really good with Jalen on the offense. The offense was lit. They had a hard time stopping you. The Chiefs' offense was lit as well, but they made more plays down the stretch and obviously had that controversial play towards the end. But still, you needed to be able to put pressure on Mahomes, and you guys couldn't do it. So it kind of tells you that Fletcher Cox, big play Slay, they might have been great in the regular season, but they're a little overrated. They didn't step up in the big game when they needed to. And all those Georgia players that you got, you need to be able to produce and have Hall of Famers, and if you don't have Hall of Famers on defense, it's going to be hard to kind of win. I had Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, John Lynch, Simeon Rice, borderline, Hall of Famer. So if you actually look, and Rondé Barber. So John Lynch, Rondé Barber, Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks. I had 4 Hall of Famers, almost 5 on defense, out of 11. How many Hall of Famers are on the Eagles? Think about it, right? And I even have Mike Allstott on the opposite side. So if you don't have Hall of Famers, it's one thing to have Pro Bowl players or All Pro, but to really win, you have to have Hall of Famers, and that's the difference. Big play Slay and Fletcher Cox did not play well, and not for the notoriety and their pub. Are they great players? Yes. Will they be in the Hall of Fame? They're borderline. You know what I mean? But again, to be like that name and not step up. And they're like, well, it was Patrick Mahomes. Well, shit, I played Patrick Mahomes, and I held him to no touchdown passes. right? And my defense wasn't as good as my old defense in 2002. I mean, I had Devin White, I had Levante David, and I had a good JPP and some guys up there. But how many true Hall of Famers did I have on defense? Maybe one, maybe two. So, I mean, Antoine Winfield Jr., you know what I mean? I have these guys. It was nice to have Tristan Wirfs on the line, but it shows you in the big game, defense wins championships. You got to score points, but you got to win the line of scrimmage on the O-line and the D-line, O-line, D-line, right? Defense, play calling, coaching. And a lot of those categories went to the Chiefs. So, and the number one thing is that we thought the Chiefs O-line was the weakest point of all layers, right? We thought the Chiefs O-line was the weakest out of all the position groups, right? And the Eagles D-line could take advantage. But in reality, the Chiefs O-line won the Super Bowl for them. The weakest part of their team ended up being the strongest, and then they won the game. So it shows you, just because you think that, they can't do it, well, they did it. And like I said, I still think the Eagles can win a Super Bowl, but they need to be able to get pressure, sack lunches, and picks. And that means if improving the D-line and getting younger and getting better secondary players, you're going to need to do that. And like I said, the AFC teams have the Hall of Fame quarterbacks. The NFC teams have the well-rounded teams, offense, defense, special teams. But if you're going against Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, you have to bring it, and you have to make them uncomfortable. And if you give Mahomes, Burrow, and Allen all day, you're going to lose a Super Bowl 100% of the time. I think that's pretty much big fact. So. $100, 100 to go to get to the next goal. Bases loaded, big swing and a miss. Cal Raleigh with the bases loaded, swinging right-handed. He's at. Okay, Cal, you already homered. Next up, right fielder, Teoscar Hernandez. Let's go, Teo. He already homered as well. Let's go, Teo. Pitches outside, 1-0 count. Let's go, Teoscar. I'll give you a second photo. Maybe you'll go yard again. 254 average, 19 homers, 67 ribbies, leading the American League in strikeouts, but he can still give you good stats. It's the only free agent that we brought in. He was the biggest name, and even though he's done pretty good, he struck out way too many times. So we might get rid of him, and then we might end up putting Dom over there, Dominic Canzone, and then we'll have Cade Marlowe, Julio, and Kelenic. But honestly, I want Teo to come back, but he just needs to be a little bit more patient in the box. If he was more patient, he probably would have 25 to 30 homers and not only, 19 or 20. So. But I think if the Eagles, if they still keep drafting well, right, and they build around Jalen, and you still have the majority of the core, within 6 years, they should be able to win a Super Bowl or get there again. There we go, Teo. Yes, nice RBI. 8-1-9-1. Yes. Teoscar Hernandez. You put up another photo of him, and guess what? He gets another RBI. Run, batted in, baby. 9-1 Mariners. Let's go. What you know about the Mariners? We're going to definitely get a huge spike, especially with the Mariner playoff games, too. And I'll be doing the playoffs other than just Mariners. I mean, I'll be doing MLB, so hopefully we can get a little bit of support there too. And maybe at some point I'll even do baseball reactions. Maybe that'll be something that can help us get some more subs also. I haven't really, gone into the basketball or I mean, I've done basketball reactions in the past, but maybe if we do basketball reactions, baseball playoff reactions, I'm just going to try to find a way to do as much content as possible to be able to get us to that 20,000 number. So let's go. And the best part about it, no Julio. We gave him the night off. Can you imagine if Julio was playing? Hell, the score might be 13-1 right now. Andrew in the building. What's up? Go Mariners. What's good, brother? Feels good. We're due, man. We swept the Astros. No way in hell we're going to lose the White Sox game 1. Fuck out of here. Not today. And no Julio, hottest team in baseball. Remember when we were like 10, 11 games below 500 and it didn't look like we were going to be able to make the playoffs, but I said, hey, we have a slight chance, if we can turn it around, if we can just get 3 or 4 or 5 guys out of 9 hot. The pitching staff has been pretty good, and then all of a sudden it clicked, and then here we are. Let's go to the bottom of the 6th. Leading off in the bottom of the 6th, 0 for 1 with a K, second baseman Lenyn Sosa. No relation to Sammy. Batting second, shortstop, 1 for 2 with a run, Elvis Andrus. You might have remembered him back with the Texas Rangers back in the day. And batting third, you already know who it is, 0 for 2, left fielder Andrew Benintendi. And you might have remembered him from the Boston Red Sox. Lots of names. Let's go, baby. And this is J.P. Crawford's first game back from the concussion, which he was gone for quite a long time. So, no J.P. Crawford, no problem. And then you saw Julio do something that hasn't been done since, 1900? So for all the people that thought that, and like I said, I'm going to be very critical, about guys like that, that are swinging and not working the count. But also, too, Julio is a freak. Julio's like Ken Griffey Jr. He is the modern-day Ken Griffey Jr., and we are so blessed. So it is correct for us to criticize him, right? But we're also starting to realize that he might be a little bit better than even the haters want to admit. Now, he is the dude. He is him, as the young folk would say, right? The people that are woke, he is him. It is Julio. And I'm so happy that we have him. And again, this is not the last time that he's going to break records. He's going to steal bags. He's going to rob people and get gold gloves in the outfield. And there's going to be a point where Julio hits 40 to 60 homers. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? It's just about getting into his rhythm, being patient, and then being able to turn it up, and then maybe he ends up having a streak even better than what he did. I mean, he's only in fucking year 2. You don't even hit your prime in baseball until year 4 through 9 if you play like a 15-year career. So just the best is yet to come. That's why if we get Ohtani or if we don't get Ohtani, there's still a good chance the Mariners can get to a World Series and ALDS, ALCS many times before his career is up. This is going to be the best 15 or 20-year stretch the Mariners have ever had. Again, I've been watching since the mid-'80s, and I've only had 4 good years in my life. 4, all right? 95 slide with Edgar and Griffey. 97, American League MVP, Ken Griffey Jr. 2001, Ichiro's rookie year. Last year, Julio, Cal Raleigh. That's it. So think about that. We've only had 4 good years. Now, we might be in a run of having 10 or 15 good years, possibly in a row, changing the culture of Seattle baseball and the Pacific Northwest. So, and I do think that we could win a World Series before Julio is done. I don't think it's that crazy to think. But if we get Ohtani, if we get Ohtani, watch out. And I think Ohtani would consider coming here too, because then he could be the guy that helps Seattle get over the top. Even though I think we could win it without him, but again, we just have to be able to be consistent, get to the playoffs, and just see what happens, And obviously the goal this year is to get to the playoffs. Hell, we might come back and win the division. It was just like, okay, let's just get the wild card with the Blue Jays. What happens if we pass the Astros and the Rangers and we get first place? It's possible. It's possible. The way that we've been playing lately, why not? 9-1 Mariners. Plus, Seattle's fun to watch, Seattle Mariners versus the Atlanta Braves in the World Series. I mean, even if we would lose, 4 games to 2, that would be huge. Ohtani would be like, I'm coming, and I'm going to get you guys over the hump. I mean, I don't know if that's what it would take for Ohtani to choose Seattle, but it would hurt bad losing if we actually went that far, right? But then if we could get Ohtani the next year, unbelievable. But, I don't even know if we're going to get to the ALDS or the ALCS, but if we keep playing like this, every team is going to know who Seattle is. Believe that. Yeah, because ESPN is a bunch of dumbasses and idiots. Now, Elly De La Cruz is great, but the best player in baseball right now is Julio Rodriguez. I mean, he's not doing what, Elly De La Cruz is great, but I don't see a guy getting that many hits in a row in like 3 consecutive games, stealing bags. Julio got better stats than the Yankees did in that 2 or 3 game stretch. As a team, Julio is a team by himself. It's exciting, especially when we were so critical of him at the beginning of the year. But then when he does some magic like this, now we have to start realizing that, yes, he's going to have streaks where he's bad and he swings and he goes behind 0-2 in the count and we get mad. But then he's also going to do things that are record breaking that we've never seen before, maybe even better than Griffey. So that's really exciting for our future. Yes, Teo has been good as of late. And all my rookie cards, like my Julio Rodriguez Seattle Mariner bobblehead, mint condition, never been opened. That's going to go up. Like I said, those were going for about 80 to 120. Down the road, after there's like 10 Julio Seattle Mariner giveaway bobbles, that one's going to be like 200 or more. People are going to want the very, very first one. Am I going to sell mine? Hell no. I got a BGS 9.5, numbered to 99, but I have number 44, so it's a 1 of 1. That one, 350, 400, and then I got another one where it's PSA, and then that one's a cool 250, 300, and then down the road, if it keeps going up and up and up, both of those will be worth 500 or more, and then hopefully I can get those up to being worth maybe 600, 700. I'm not going to sell them. I'm going to hang on to those, and I got those early, and that's what you need to do. You need to be able to get those rookie cards early, but when I bought them, I bought one for 250, and then I bought another one for 350. So that's a lot of money. I spent $600 on 2 graded Julios, but I knew that, if I buy it now, this is the guy. It's going to be, am I going to buy it when it's 500? No, I'm not going to buy it because I'm not going to spend 500 more than likely. But I'm really happy that I bought him when I did. And now, after that record-breaking surge, everything Julio is going up, and deservedly so. So, yes, he did. He could have won Player of the Year. Are you kidding me? No one has done what he did. I mean, we're going back to like 1900. And even then, if you actually look at the stolen bags that he got on top of the home runs and the hits, he actually did something that no other player in baseball has ever done. So, that is something crazy to consider, that he's such a streaky guy, but the guy is a superstar in all facets of the game, stealing bags, robbing home runs on defense, and getting hits and home runs. I'm just so happy that he was able to kind of reinvent himself and then get back to the Julio of last year and even better. And now we're just fucking surging. Chief in the building. What's good, brother? Chiefs. I've been doing reaction videos. I did your Chiefs today. Watched, I didn't get a chance to watch your game, but I saw the highlight package and whatnot. You guys look awesome. How are you? I missed you. If you have any food or anything, make sure you send me any food pics like you normally do, brother. Chiefs Kingdom, Chief in the building. Popped up for Cade Marlowe. One away. Okay, Cade, I like you. I like Dom as well. And normally I'm very critical of new guys, but hell, even Rojas has been playing better than Colton Wong. That's when you know that trade for Seawald, that was the right thing to do because we needed to get these extra bats in the lineup. Dom, Cade, Rojas, and they're actually producing. Now, have there been games that we could have used Paul Seawald? Absolutely. But if we have 3 guys in the starting lineup or just a closer, eventually Munoz and company, Topa, have to figure it out, as well as Brash. Next up, Mike Ford. 9-1 Mariners. Let's go. Yeah, I'm going to be doing about 12. There's 16 games a week typically, unless there's a bye week. So I'm going to try to do 12 reaction videos every week or more, depending on the matchups and if it's a good game or a bad game. So I can try to cover as many fan bases as I can. So it's going to be a lot of work. Paisley gets mad at me because I'm fucking in the room all day. I'm like doing a reaction video, then I'm doing another one and another one, and she's whining and wanting to spend time with me. And then I have to make a thumbnail, and then I'm doing the Mariner game. So it's a lot of work. But again, I need to get to over 20,000. So, I mean, if we don't get over 20,000, you can't say that I didn't try, but I hope we can hit the algorithm, because like I said, if anyone deserves to get over 20, and it's not like we need 1,000 subs or more, we need less than 200. I mean, it's not like I need a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we can get the support. Let's go. Next up, second baseman, Josh Rojas. Let's go, Josh. Rojas fouls it back. Oh, Julio has just been fantastic, bro. Pitches outside, 1-2 count. But again, we have to make sure as real fans be critical of Julio when we need to be critical, but then also we can, enjoy the greatness when we see it. That's why it's almost like mind blowing to me that when I ended up, going to see Bobby Witt Jr. and Julio and Aaron Judge last year, like, what are the chances, like, honestly, to get a Julio rookie ball and an Aaron Judge ball in the same season? In a rookie of the year campaign for Julio and 62 home run season for Aaron Judge in a record breaking year. And I was able to, predict that I was going to get baseballs from both guys, and I did. It's just like, to me, it's just like someone could offer me 500 for each ball and I wouldn't do it. Like, it's just like those memories are just like timeless. Chopper to first, and there we go. Let's go to the bottom of the seventh. Yeah, but also, like I said, Sarah, just a year ago, we were like, this is the best running back in football. He's one of the best. And if he wasn't, fighting with the agents and the Colts, obviously everyone on the Colts organization and the fan base would be like, JT trying to go for the, rushing title. He's one of the top 5 running backs in the league. So, it's like you can't just flip the switch and be like, this guy's the best in the world or a top 5, and now he's a piece of shit. The guy's a great player, and you guys are going to suffer once he leaves. That's just the reality, whether you want to admit it or not. I'm just being real. Like, you're not going to replace Jonathan Taylor. You got other guys out there like Kareem Hunt, but it ain't Jonathan Taylor. So, yeah, I mean, the agent and Irsay and him, and he wants more money. But if you were going to pay anyone money, he deserves it. You know what I mean? Like, that's the type of guy that you would want on the team. The reason that you drafted him, because he's a beast. So just because there's a little bit of issue there, you just can't turn your back on a guy like that and be like, fuck you, when he ended up being the rushing title king, just like the year before. So, yeah, there's going to be injuries there, but just to act like this guy is a scrub when you know he's not, I mean, you got to make sure you're keeping it real. You know what I mean? Because like I said, if there is no issue, everyone is still wearing the Jonathan Taylor jersey. Everyone is repping him, and you're going to have a better record. And it's going to help Richardson develop better. But if he's not there, you're not going to be as good. That's just the bottom line. That's not me, saying any lies. There's no lies detected. The guy is a great player. Maybe he wants more money than he deserves, but if you're going to pay a guy, that's the guy you pay. You don't pay Kareem Hunt, $10 million. He ain't going to be the same kind of back. So, I understand that the Colts fans are mad and upset, but don't act like Jonathan Taylor ain't the truth. He's a great player, just because you guys aren't getting along now you're just going to turn your back and just like, fuck this guy. You'll notice. And when you watch this year, he is not replaceable. So, keep that in mind. Now, if you can end up getting, like you said, like a Blake Corum in the draft next year, that could maybe, soften the blow. But is Corum going to be as good as Jonathan Taylor? Probably not. Just being real, just being honest, But again, sometimes, the guy wants the money and there's injuries. Irsay doesn't want to pay, and you guys have to move on. But I'm just saying, you're not going to be able to replace that type of talent. It's just like if Nick Chubb left, or Josh Jacobs left. Oh, fuck Josh Jacobs. Fuck Nick Chubb. Okay. Fuck Derrick Henry. But then are you going to be able to get someone as good? The answer is no. You're not going to. So it's going to be harder to win games without JT there. That's the reality. You got to make sure you're keeping it real. Because like I said, if there was no issues, everyone would be wearing the Jonathan Taylor jersey and everyone would be repping him. But now everyone's like, fuck you. I don't think that's fair at all. And I'll take Jonathan Taylor. I think many people would, and like I said, out of all the backs in the league, he is worth that money. You guys aren't willing to pay it, but is he worth it based off his talent? Yeah. Because like I said, didn't he win the rushing title and he was the best running back in the league? Came from Wisconsin. He was a beast. So it's not, you don't treat him like he's a piece of shit or a scrub. The guy is really super talented. Just saying. And I want you guys to do well. But, like I said, someone needs to be the realist here. Someone has to keep the realism, and speak the truth, because you're not going to be as good without him. And Richardson is going to struggle without a good running back in the backfield. And of course, there's other guys that are out there like a Kareem Hunt, but he ain't going to beat Jonathan Taylor if Jonathan Taylor's healthy. Now, if Jonathan Taylor is hurt, then other guys are going to be able to step up. But the reality is, if there's no issues, everyone is still repping Jonathan Taylor. They're not saying, get the fuck out of here. So I can see it from both perspectives. But again, the ultimate loser is going to be the Colts because they're not going to be as good now. Bottom of the 7th, 9-1 Mariners. Nice little blooper. I mean, imagine if Darius Shaq Leonard did the same thing. He's like, I want more money. What are you going to do? You're going to be like, fuck him? And he's not a good player? You wouldn't do that, or would you? There's going to be certain players that are going to want to be able to get paid for what they deserve, based off their talents, And if Darius Shaq Leonard gets disgruntled and does the same thing, are you going to be like, fuck him too? So you just got to keep things in perspective. You just can't, buy into the media, and just because other people say it, then you follow the lead, And I get it, it's a lot of money, you know what I mean? But if he's healthy, he's one of the top 5 backs in the NFL. If you get anybody else that's on the wire right now, they're nowhere near the talent level of him. That's all I'm saying. Right, but I'm just saying, if he got disgruntled, are you going to be the same way and be like, fuck him? You got to recognize the greatness that you have. Just because they, want more money, Some guys are irreplaceable. You're not going to get someone better than Shaq Leonard if Shaq Leonard's healthy, right? Just saying, it's about perspective. You can't buy into the media and all the propaganda that's out there. Because if that's all it takes for Colts fans or people just to turn their back on a player, why are people going to want to go there? It's like Jonathan Taylor's there, and then all of a sudden there's issues. That's going to prevent people from wanting to come there. Fan base is just going to turn their back after the guy was the best running back in the NFL. Now they're just like, fuck him. What's going to make a free agent want to come to Indianapolis? That's another thing. See, you have to look outside the box. It's not just black and white. There's a gray area. And based on how you treat players, that's going to prevent certain people wanting to come and be a part of your organization. Especially with Irsay and his drug addiction and his drinking. You know what I mean? The guy's not necessarily like the best owner in football. Just keeping it real and honest too, right? The guy is a little wacko and a little crazy. Like I said, there's some good things that he does, but let's not act like he has a problem. He's always had a drinking problem or a drug problem. He's definitely not like the clean slate guy as an owner. There's issues with him. And I want the best for your guys' organization and your team. Nice defense. Nine one Mariners. Let's go to the top of the 8th. Yeah, but if you pay the money and then you end up getting to 10, 11 wins and you start going to the playoffs every year, right? Or you don't pay the money and then you get someone cheaper for 10 or 12 million and they suck or they tear an ACL, and then what? You know what I mean? And then you end up winning 6 games in the year or 7. Then what? What would you want? Spend a little bit too much money, make somebody happy, and then you end up going to the playoffs 3 years in a row, or you don't pay the money, the guy leaves, and then you end up winning 5 to 8 games 3 years in a row. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You guys are already thin at wide receiver and tight end. Now you're going to be thin at wide receiver, tight end, and running back. And you got a rookie quarterback. And the offensive line didn't play well last year. And then the defense is just getting Shaq Leonard back. So, you could still finish in second and the Titans are going to be bad, and the Texans are going to be bad, but you're not going to be as good as the Jags. So for you to get back to being the top dog, you got to be able to take care of certain guys. But again, if you don't want to pay the money, you don't want to pay the money. But the whole situation has been bad from the very start. Partially from Jonathan Taylor, another part from the agent, another part from Irsay, and obviously the coaching staff. So it hasn't been a good look for Indianapolis altogether, especially with a rookie QB. Because what's a rookie QB's best friend? A good O-line and a great running back. And are you going to have either one going into 2023? We don't know. All right, leading off in the top of the eighth, 0 for 3 with a run, a base on ball, and a K. Shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Batting second, third baseman, Eugenio Suarez. Eugenio Suarez, 2 for 3 with 2 runs. And batting third, first baseman, Ty France. Looks like they're going to bring in Jose Caballero for Eugenio Suarez. All right, I got to get Jose up here. Right. But who's the better player between Pittman, Grover Stewart, or Jonathan Taylor if he's healthy? Who's going to get you more wins, throughout the year? It's a no-brainer. I get it if you're disgruntled and you want to be just like the rest of the Colts fan base, but you guys are going to suffer once he's gone. It's just kind of shitty, that you drafted him and then all of a sudden now it's already over. Top of the eighth, 9-1 Mariners. Pitch is low, 3-2 count. What's good, Matt? How's that Hawaii weather out there, brother? Pitch is outside and he walked him. All right, J.P. Crawford going to first base. All right, Jose Caballero. Let's go, Jose. Let's go, Jose. Oh, he hit him. Hit him in the elbow. Let's go. Hopefully he's all right. Next up, first baseman Ty France. And I feel if Jonathan Taylor wasn't like the best back in the NFL or top 2, top 3, then we're not having this discussion, right? If he's like the 15th best running back, then you're like, okay, he wants this money. You can let him walk. That's fine. But when you're talking about a guy that was like the best running back in the league, and then normally when healthy, top 5, like this is not just a regular, replaceable running back. That's my thing. Like the guy was the best in the world just recently. So that's kind of my take on it. And you guys are super thin in a lot of the other skill positions. But again, you don't also want to have a disgruntled running back there. But again, I don't think Irsay is the easiest to work with either. 9-1 Mariners. But whatever happens with your Colts, I hope it works out. But like I said, with all that happening, it may take a couple years to get back to being the top team in the AFC South. Titans are going to be bad. Texans are going to be bad. So you're just going to have to catch up to the Jags. But as long as these things keep happening, the Jags are going to be the top dog, just kind of like the Saints are going to be the top dog in the NFC South. Like I feel the other three teams in the NFC South and the AFC South are not even close. Like the Colts could be like the Falcons and finish in second, but I don't see any playoffs anytime soon. Just being honest. 2-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. 2-2 count. Come on, Ty. Two pitch. France. Chop foul. But you are a Colts fan, so you're going to be biased, right? But the thing is, he's got a drug problem. He's got a drinking problem, right? And so maybe he's not doing it as much as he did before. But if you're dealing with someone that's got Tony Montana instincts, right? Can you really trust a guy that has had a drug problem and a drinking problem? Like I said, those are things that have come out. That's not rumor. That's legitimate. So yeah, he might be one of the best owners to you and Colts fans. But what I'm saying is sometimes he's not going to make the best decisions if you're drinking or you're on drugs. I think that's a legitimate thing to bring up. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying he's got to be all involved like Jerry Jones on the Cowboys. But again, you are a Colt fan, so you're going to be biased. You're going to be ride or die for your guys. But also the facts have to come out. If you have drinking and drugs and there's a problem, you're not going to make the best decisions. I've never met anyone that has a drinking or a drug problem that makes good decisions. Sometimes you might make good decisions if you get clean, right? And obviously we know that Irsay has tried to get clean, but also too, when you have that kind of money, right? Sometimes maybe you're not thinking clearly up here as well. Maybe you're going to be a little hostile, a little bit of like, get out of here, just saying. No one else as an owner has those type of issues besides Irsay. Irsay is the guy that has a drinking and drug problem. Okay. Now, our other owners, do they have drinking and drug problems? Yeah, maybe. Maybe they cover it up and it hasn't been exposed. But like I said, if you get DUIs, if you get caught and with drugs or drinking, that's who you are. And yeah, you can change, but we can't act like he's like this clean slate guy. And I know you're a Colt fan, but I'm just trying to be real. I feel that he might be a good owner for you and the Colts fans. But I think there's also times where maybe he makes questionable decisions, maybe in the moment. I don't think that's a negative thing to say. I think that's real. Unless you want me to sweep that under the rug and act like that never happened, but it did. And again, if that was Tampa's owner, I would say the same thing. I'd be like, the guy's got a drink and a drug problem. The guy likes to drink. He likes to party. Maybe he doesn't make the best decisions. So it is what it is. But again, I hope it works out for you guys. But again, sometimes you got to be able to be honest with yourself and the organization with the fan base. That's all I'm saying. Oh, he didn't even touch the bag. Manager challenge. Yeah, and that's somebody as one of the top 5 defenders in the league. You got to make sure you give him whatever he wants. You don't want to let him walk. You let him walk, you're not going to get someone as good as him. And if you want to have that Andy Reid, Mahomes, Kelce, the most important person besides those three is Chris Jones. Who? Chris Jones. There's going to be other guys that you could get, but it's not going to be the same. And if you want to keep on winning Super Bowls and going deep, Sometimes you got to be able to, make the money. Some guys earn it. They deserve it, you know? I think every person, will have a little bit of bias for their team, their players, their GM, their owners, their OC, their DC. But sometimes we got to look at all the facts, and not just be like, "This is mine. I'm going to represent no matter what." You know. But I'm not. I don't detect any lies. I read about every single team, every single owner. I go through all the articles and all the videos. You know, and if they don't want to pay JT the money, that's fine. Let him go. But just realize once you do, you're going to be worse off. And again, yes, you save some money, but the money you end up giving, even if it's half the amount to someone else, you're going to get half of the production. You're not going to get the same kind of production that you would have gotten. So that's what it is. So as long as the Colt fan base and you're okay with that, that's fine. But I feel a lot of the fans are just piggybacking off what the media is saying. You know what I mean? And that's fine if you want to go that route. But I like to look at all the facts, left, right, and in the middle, black, white, and gray. I don't want to look at it just from the Colt perspective or just Irsay perspective. I need to look at every perspective, JT's perspective, the agent's perspective, the Colts fans' perspective, Irsay's perspective. I need to look at it all angles, and then I can make a decision. So, it's like there's always two sides to a story. Irsay's side and Jonathan's side are going to be completely different. I don't know. And to me, if you're behind closed doors, I don't think Irsay is going to be that nice. You know what I mean? He seems like a very blunt kind of guy, and he's rich. He knows it. He's a billionaire. He doesn't really seem like a player's coach, like a Pete Carroll, where he's easy to talk to. It's pretty much, you listen to me. This is what it is, or get the fuck out. Like that's kind of, you know what I mean? And like I said, there's been a lot of charitable things that he's done. Like he's trying to rescue that whale and bring it from the, one side of the coast to the other. So he likes to do a lot of charitable stuff. I get that. But he doesn't really seem like he's very easy to work with. Uh-oh, back. Come on, baby. Cal Raleigh, big dumper with another homer. Let's go. Big dumper, 3-run homer. Cal Raleigh, second homer. He is the best catcher in baseball, baby. Woo! Let's go. Cal Raleigh, back, and it's gone, baby. Let's go. That's unbelievable. Cal Raleigh, the best catcher in Major League Baseball. What it do? Let's go. 12-1 Mariners. 12 burger. And again, I would be saying the same exact thing if this was Tampa's owner, and Jonathan Taylor was on Tampa. I'm very, I'm going to keep it real no matter what. My team, your team, any team. Dumper! And no Julio. Can you imagine if Julio was playing right now? Hell, the score might be 15-1. What it do, baby? What you know about that? Let's go. Hey, that rookie card that I bought looking pretty nice right now. That going up. Best catcher in baseball, baby. Look at that auto. The only non-graded cow I own, and it looks great, baby. I keep going up in value, baby. Let's go. Big dumper, baby. Nova, what's good? Well, you're running into the hottest team in baseball. Back, gone! 13-1, Dominic Canzone. Dom. Oh, baby. Oh, we are raking. Let's go. We play like this. We're going to the goddamn World Series. We're going to the goddamn ALCS, the goddamn ALDS. Bang, 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 bang. Mariners. We're kind of good. Hottest team in baseball since July. Let's go. Electric. Dominic Canzone. Next up, center fielder Cade Marlowe. We're up 13-1. Is that good? Woo! Yeah. Down the road, brother. Down the road. There we go. And the most impressive thing is Julio got a day off after breaking all those records. And now it shows you the depth that we have, but it also shows you how important J.P. Crawford is as well. Yeah. Let's go. We haven't seen a dominant win like this from the Mariners in a minute. And it feels good, from someone like me that's not a bandwagon fan that I've actually been watching since like 1985. So it feels really, really good to represent the Mariners on YouTube the proper way. Let's go. 13-1. Cal with another homer. Dominic Canzone with a homer. I mean, it's just ridiculous on what we're doing right now, brother. Raleigh homered, Hernandez homered, Hernandez singled to right, Rojas and Suarez scored. Raleigh homered with Crawford and France on, and Canzone homered again. We're kind of good. I mean, hell, if we play like this, we could actually make the World Series. Not saying that we would beat the Braves, but hell, Mariners Braves would be the sexiest thing on fucking planet Earth. If you feel me? The Mariners and the Braves, and then if that happened, and let's say like we lost the World Series in 6, 4-2, and then Ohtani comes, and then we win the World Series, can you imagine? Let's go, baby. And what was the magic number for the Mariners every year? 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits, and we almost got that like in the first 2 innings. So there we go. That's what we do, Reflect. Mariners. Yeah, that's true, Nova. But again, you already got your World Series when you got it, and you already know how hard it is to be able to get a Chicago team, Cubs or White Sox in that position. So it might take a long time for them to be good again. Frank Thomas ain't walking in the door anytime soon, right? We know that. Robin Ventura ain't walking in the door anytime soon, but you're still a loyal fan. So Mariners, what's good? Let's get a Mariner Moose here. $1.99 easy. $2 holla. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $2 holla. And every time I look at your Instagram or your Twitter, you're at the game. You've been going to a lot of games and you got the Felix bobblehead that I saw. I'm a little jealous of you, Easy. I've been seeing you post the food and at the games. I see you. Mariner Moose, baby. Get you a Mariner Moose big, baby. We have to get a sexy pose of the Mariner Moose. Okay? We got to do this right. And we deserve this shit, man. Oh, baby. What's good? Mariner Moose on the screen. Mariner Moose jumping up and down. Mariner Moose. Say, hey, who's the man? You are, brother. Appreciate you. Sour, 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 baby. Reflect with a tour. Let's go. $2 holla. Let me know what you want to see for a photo, and I got you. Bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang, $2 holla. I can't wait for all the Seahawks streamers and Kraken streamers to come out of the woodworks and start acting like they've been a Mariner fan since day one. Because now with Julio making records and now on our way to the playoffs, all these motherfuckers are going to come out of the woodworks now. Often imitated, never duplicated. NWSF is here from the beginning. Even if we suck, I'll still be here. The Moose, baby. Yeah, Orioles and M's are really fun to watch this year. Big facts. Hey, Julio with a day off, no problem. 13 runs and 13 hits. Is that good? Damn right it is. He said more Moose. Okay. Popped up. Mariner Moose. What you know about that? A little chopper. Nice little base hit there. That'll score one. Or no, he'll hold him to third. Mariner Moose, he works from home. He's in the forest. You never know where he's going to be. I don't blame you. The Orioles are really fun to watch. Our guy here, Reflect, put a bet in at the beginning of the year that the Orioles were going to win it all or get really far. And who would have thought that they would have been able to catch up to the Rays? But you got the whole Wander Franco thing with the underage girl. Now they're starting to reel. Rangers and Astros are reeling. And now you're starting to see the Orioles and Mariners are maybe the two best teams in the American League with the Dodgers and Braves in the National League. Feels good. It feels good, baby. And that's the bottom line because, dog said so. Oh, hell yeah. You know it, brother. And the Orioles are good, but I think overall, if you look at the Mariners pitching staff, we're better. They have some hitters and they're good as well, but they're not as hot as us. We're the hottest team since July 1. So, like, what's the record? Like 20-4 or 20-5? I mean, we are hot, hot, hot. And on top of that, we're breaking records. The O's aren't breaking records. Not like they haven't done what Julio's done. Now, they got Rushman from the Pacific Northwest. I love him. I love the O's. I've already said that. I love the O's. I love the Blue Jays, Mariners. I like how those teams play, And I felt like the Blue Jays and Mariners, the O's are playing like those two teams last year, but better. But here come the M's. Go M's. That's what it's about. O's and M's in the ALCS. Oh, my God. Can you imagine? Woo! Yes, please. Yes, please. And honestly, if I could play any team, that would be the one that I would want to play. Absolutely. Rangers, Astros, fuck it. If we got to play them, whatever. Rays, fuck them. But the teams that I like to play against and, that are good, Blue Jays, if we play them early, eliminate them, that would be dope. And then boom, I don't care. Astros, I'll fuck you up too. And then we get the O's to go to the World Series. Oh, man. Could you believe that? Dodgers, Braves, NLCS, Orioles, Mariners, ALCS. And then Mariners, Braves, World Series. Could you imagine? And even if we lose and then get Ohtani the next year, who cares? Because then we're going to go to the World Series. And I'm telling you, Ohtani in a Mariner uniform. I don't know if I need to talk to the sports gods or I need to make it happen or I need to talk it into existence, but I really do think that we have a very, very good chance. Yes, he could go to the Dodgers. I know that, right? But the thing is does he want to be another guy with Mookie and Freddie, or does he want to be the guy with Seattle? And that's the thing. Japanese fan base, very, very high in Seattle, higher than any other team in baseball. That's a big thing to him, Ichiro was there. They're very tight, trying to bring a championship to Seattle that Ichiro couldn't. I mean, that is something that is real, and you could take less money and bring him here. And honestly, I think that he wouldn't take less money anywhere else besides Seattle. That would be the one place that he would consider, I'll take less because I want to be the man that brings them a championship, And of course, he can get like $1 billion deal somewhere else. But I mean, where do you want to go? The Padres for like $1 billion? If you go to the Dodgers, yeah, you could probably win a World Series there. But it all depends. Do you want to play with Freddie and Mookie, or do you want to be the man in Seattle? Just saying. But even if we don't get Ohtani, I still think we can have a World Series in our future, or ALCSs, ALDSs. I mean, especially now you're starting to see how good Julio really is. I mean, think about it, how shitty he was at the beginning of the year, and we criticized him fairly. And then what happened? He decided to work on his game. He decided to be a little bit more patient. And now he's doing things that we've never seen any player do in Major League Baseball. Pretty amazing. And I'm a Ken Griffey Jr. guy, but I'm no dummy. I invested in Julio merch early because I knew. And it's nice to be able to see it all paying off. And it's only year 2. That's the scariest shit of it all. Julio is in year 2. He's not even hitting 40, 50, 60 homers yet. Imagine when he does. Ohtani and Julio back to back. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. The Mariners end the Stros season. Yeah, we already swept them. I mean, what did we go? 8-2 against the Stros? We swept them for the first time since 2018. Book it. Orioles, Mariners. Orioles in the World Series would be dope too. I love the O's. They're fun to watch. Gunnar Henderson. Anyone named Gunnar? I mean, that's going to be cool. Adley Rutschman. Their pitching is actually underrated. Oh, if we get Ohtani, if with the pitching staff that we have and the hitting we have, we definitely can go to World Series more than one, and we could probably win more than one. Like, we could actually build a dynasty. Like the Braves are building one in the National League. The Mariners could be the equivalent to the Braves, and maybe we battle each other out. How cool would that be? Every year it's Mariners, Braves. Who's going to win it? And then my buddy Justin said that if Ohtani does come, that we're going to go to Seattle more. He actually was kidding and saying that we're going to move to Seattle. I was like, bro, you would really move to Seattle if Ohtani came? And my boy Justin would consider it because he wants to go to more games, especially if Ohtani's there. But that also means that the prices would be through the roof. $100 tickets would turn into $200 tickets. Ohtani there? Are you kidding me? And then I would have to go get an Ohtani ball, trying to sit off first base and get an Ohtani foul ball. Oh, man, that would just be crazy. The hype in sports would be the biggest thing ever. You know what I mean? Like, you already had the Blazers in the 90s, Sonics, when they had their run, and the Mariners in 2001. But if Ohtani comes, like, the hype in the Pacific Northwest would be at the highest it's ever been. Because legitimately, we could actually have a dynasty. That would be wild. I'm telling you, the connection is strong. And Ohtani, obviously, I'm half Japanese, so I know. I can get into the Japanese media. My mom is from Osaka, so it's like I already know, how the Japanese players work. And, sometimes it's not just about money. Ohtani has his sights set. He wrote goals when he was a kid on what year he wanted to win a World Series, how many World Series he wanted to win. And he had it all written out. He had a list all written out when he was like in junior high school. So, staying on the Angels ain't going to be it. He ain't going to win a World Series there. And if you want to stay on the West Coast, fly to Japan from Seattle, it makes sense. You could do it from the Dodgers as well, West Coast, West Coast. But, I mean, doing it on Seattle as being the man or being on the team with Mookie and Freddie, would you have a better chance to win right away with the Dodgers? Probably. But if you end up doing it for Seattle, you'll be a fucking legend. It will put you in a different stratosphere. Oh, the Dodgers win another pennant. Okay, but they've already gotten a bunch with Koufax and Drysdale, Kirk Gibson. You're just another guy. And they would love it in L.A. My dad would love it, right? But what about us? 4 good years and 35? We're due. Why not us? Why not us? Big swing and a miss. And also, too, watching how the Mariners are playing, pitching staff, hitting, We're one of those sexy options. I know the Dodgers were on a nice little 10-plus game win streak as well. But again, do you want to be another guy to be a part of the Dodger legacy, which he probably would definitely consider, right? Or do you want to be the guy that maybe takes a little less money, goes to a really good team that's never done it, and then you're the one that put him over? Think about how legendary that would be. Just saying. I mean, like I said, if I was Ohtani, I definitely would be considering Seattle just because they haven't won there before, and I can be the guy to bring the championship there. I mean, you're going to be a god. You already are a sports god. He's the modern day Babe Ruth. Why not come to Seattle, represent the Japanese fan base and the Pacific Northwest? I think we have a much better chance. The only team that I think that could beat us for him is LA, the Dodgers. That's it. Padres, Yankees, fuck out of here. Why would you want to go there? You know what I mean? Seattle is the truth. And if we keep winning, right, and especially depending on how good we do this year, that could determine if he would consider playing with us. And think about this. If you're already playing with Mike Trout, who's the equivalent to Mike Trout? Is it Mookie Betts or Freddie Freeman? Or could it be a guy named Julio Rodriguez? He is the next modern day Mike Trout. So if you're already playing with one and you learned all the secrets from Mike and you know you're not going to win a championship there, now you got a younger version of Trout in Julio, and Julio's doing something that Mike Trout hasn't done. Think about that 1-2 punch. Julio, Ohtani. Who's going to be better than that? We'll see. We'll see. Maybe I can talk it into existence. Absolutely. Absolutely. But the thing is, they can say, oh, we don't need him. We don't need him. But if he's like, express his interest, like if Shohei's like, I want to play here in Seattle, what are you going to do for me? And because the thing is the GM and Dipoto, they don't think he's coming. That's why they're saying this. We can win without him because they don't think that he actually would come. So we'll see. 2025 to 2027, somewhere in there. Exactly. And then think about Ohtani. We're just thinking about the hitting, right? Think about the defense and the pitching. I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll see. But the crazy thing is if the Mariners play like they've been playing, we can actually get to a World Series without Ohtani. But then if you get him, we turn into the Braves of the American League. Bye-bye Astros. Bye-bye Rangers. Bye-bye O's. Bye-bye Rays. Bye-bye everybody. We're the team. We are the Atlanta Braves, the Los Angeles Dodgers of the American League. How sweet would that be? Is that good? I'm telling you. We're kind of good. Maybe I'll have to hit him on the celly. I'd be like, dude, it's your boy O-Dog. NWSF. I'm Japanese too. Come home, dude. Come home. Pacific Northwest. Hang out with your boy. I'll take you to go get some fire sushi, bro. I got you. Exactly. And that's the thing. When you get Ohtani, you get the bat, and you got a guy that if it goes 7 games, Ohtani could pitch 3 times if needed. So imagine we have, like, not even worrying about Castillo or Gilbert or Wu or Hancock. You got fucking Kirby, Miller, Ohtani. Game over. Who's going to beat that? And then Castillo if we need him as like a reserve. So you got Castillo, Gilbert, right? Miller, Ohtani. Who the fuck is going to beat that? And then Ohtani could pitch 2 or 3 times. Same thing with Miller. Same thing with Kirby. And then Castillo probably doesn't have to pitch as much. He can pitch once, right? Miller once, right? Kirby once or twice. Castillo once. And then Ohtani 2 or 3 times. And then at game 7, Ohtani, of course. That sounds pretty sexy if you ask me. And then at that point, if Gilbert or Castillo or Wu or Hancock leave, we don't give a fuck. Like, if we get those 4, or those 3. But think about that. Ohtani, Castillo, Miller, and Kirby. Who's going to beat that? That's scary. Damn right. Damn right. That's a good question. We have to wait as the years go along, but we already know the Cubbies, have some Asian players. The Red Sox love Asian players. There's just going to be certain teams, the Padres, the Mariners. So, there's going to be certain teams that are going to be looking at the Asian players, Yankees as well. So not every organization, looks at Japanese players the same way, so that's big fact. I mean, and then Logan Gilbert. Remember when he was like 4-5, and we were like, "This guy's depressed. I hope they, talk to him and get him out of that groove." And then now, what is he? 11-5. Ripped off 7 in a row. But then the run support has been there too, and everyone's like, "Oh, trade Logan Gilbert." And what did I say? Nope. Trade Brian Wu. Nope. Because we need to keep that pitching staff intact. And getting rid of Sewald hurt, but we're still winning without him. There has been a couple games that we lost, and imagine if we did have Sewald. And we barely lost a couple of those games with the O's. We're only a couple good plays away from being on like a 15-game win streak. That's exciting, especially on how bad we were early on. There we go. 14-1. Is that good? Someone let me know. 14-1. Is that good? Let's go, baby. And the really crazy thing is we've been batting .230 as a team all year, which is one of the worst in baseball. Our pitching staff was top 5, but even they struggled because we couldn't get fucking run support. When we got 5 runs and 7 to 10 hits, we won 90% of the time. But when we got less than 5 runs, less than 7 hits, we lost 90% of the time. And it feels good that the hitting is starting to go up collectively as a unit. And then magically, the pitching has gotten better. Who would have thought? You get more hits, it gives the pitcher more confidence, and then we fucking rake. 14-1. No Julio today. Fuck out of here. Mariners. And then another stat for you right now. Most runs of the year, Bay with no Julio. Your boy. Right here. Pretty amazing. Most runs we've scored all year. I'm on it. Me and my friends are on it. All my Mariner buddies, we're fucking nerds. We're all stats, baseball reference, looking up everything from this year, last year, when I was born, 80s, 90s, 2000, Ichiro. 14-1, baby. Feels good. Mariners. What would the score be if Julio played today? 20? 20-1? Pitch is high. 3-1 count. But it shows you the importance of J.P. Crawford. He's one of the emotional leaders, and we need him. He might have not had an amazing game, on the concussion. He was gone for a long time. But he's just as important as Julio, especially at the top of that lineup. Leadership is everything. You got to be able to have people that you can lead. 2 away. Yeah. But again, comparing the Mariners to the White Sox, you've been a White Sox fan. You already got your World Series. We haven't got ours. You know what I'm saying? I've had 4 good years, right, in 35 years of being a fan. 4 good years. 95, 97, 2001, 2022. And I know the White Sox haven't had very many good years in the last 35 years either, but at least when you were good with Burley, you got your World Series ring. We want our Ohtani, and we want our ring. And the Mariners, even though we've been criticizing the hell out of Dipoto and Service, the drafting they've done in the last few years, it's starting to pan out now. Big swing and a miss. 0-1 count. 104 doll hairs. Let's get to 200. And then the more and more we dominate, the more and more people that are going to show up and they're going to support. But batting .230 as a team, the first 50 games, we had 1 good player, Jared Kelenic. And then look where we're at now. What did I say back then? I told you we're a second-half team, and at some point we're going to have 4 or 5 out of the 9 step up and get hot at the same time. Once Suarez gets going, Cal will get going. It's just like kind of a pattern. It can't be everyone at the same time. 15 hits, is that good? 14 runs, is that good? Let's go. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th. We're a very rootable team. We got cool colors, right? We got awesome pitching staff. We got Julio. But not only that, look at the roster. J.P. Crawford, emotional leader, underrated. Gino, maybe the best third baseman offensively, defensively, not named Nolan Arenado and Manny Machado. Book it. Ty France, all-star last year, ass this year. Right? Injury prone from last year. Maybe he wasn't healthy, but he's hot now. Big Dumper got the most home runs from a rookie from 2022 2023 out of any catcher in baseball right now. He is number 1 in homers as a catcher in Major League Baseball, starting from the beginning of 2022. Is that good? You let me know. Teoscar Hernandez, leading the American League in strikeouts, but he's still ripping homers, and he's starting to come into his own. Dominic Canzone from the trade with Paul Sewald, starting to find his rhythm. Dom, hey, it's not just Fast and the Furious with Vin Diesel, baby. Mr. Canzone, I see you. Cade Marlowe, a guy that we didn't know if he was going to be that good. Jared Kelenic, anger problems. Let's kick a fucking cooler. Then you bring in a guy that's Jared Kelenic 2.0. He's a lefty. He's patient. He's good. We found one. Mike Ford, it took us 60 games to figure out our DH, and he was it. He started hitting home runs early with the Angels, right? 2 home runs in 1 game. He has cooled off significantly, but he still is a pretty good player. And once Tom Murphy comes back, we can rotate between Ford and Tom Murphy. And then Josh Rojas. I was like, oh, hell, Colton Wong 2.0. He's not as good of a defender as Colton Wong, but he's a better hitter, and he's actually been pretty fucking good, considerably better than Colton Wong since he's come to the team. There it is. That's a full breakdown for you for the Mariners. And we got a 3-for-1. Bliss, the guy that we have that's in the farm system, we originally got him. And we shipped him off. We got him back. And when he was in AAA, he's batting over 300. It was like 320. So we got him and Harry Ford, the catcher. At some point, Ford is going to get an opportunity to be our catcher. So we'll have Murphy, Cal, and Ford. I mean, this team, we're really going to start being like maybe the Atlanta Braves of the American League. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. Feels good. Aussie 12 with a tenner. Ravens. $10 holla, bang, 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 boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang, $10 holla. I'll throw up a Lamar for you. I got you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. What's the score of the game? I turned it off because I was just getting soaked into this Mariners. Remember, 3-for-1. Rojas, Canzone, Bliss. We can't forget about Bliss. I mean, there's a reason why we got him. 3-for-1. Don't forget that. Mike Ford is Vogelback. Kind of, yeah. I mean, but the thing is, I like the chubby guys, right? The Vogelbacks, the Mike Fords, because the thing is, it's all boom or bust. They're going to strike out, but when they get a hit, it's a homer, not a fucking single, So sometimes they're going to have shitty batting averages, 200 and 220, but maybe they have 20 homers. So you got to give and a take, 28 to 8. Ooh! 28 to 8? God damn. And they're still undefeated in preseason, correct? God damn. And the Washington football team, Washington Redskins, whatever the hell you want to call them, Commandos, they're going to be probably the worst team in the NFC East again. Yes. Yes, I got you. I got you. Appreciate your support. Megan with $100 dono before the stream started and a tenner. That's support. That's dreams. That's goals. That's appreciation. I appreciate you. Ravens. Once we get into a commercial break, I'll get you a couple more. I appreciate you. I was going to say 28. I was going to say it's 8. I was going to say, what happened? I thought they had more, but I just I figured that was just an error with your type in there. Because I could have sworn they had more points the last time I checked. Oh, my Mariner buddies are losing it. Duffel bag boys in the building. I don't know what's more impressive, that we got 14 runs or that we did it without Julio and we gave him a day off after his record-breaking-ish. And if Julio was playing, what would we be at right now? Like, legitimately, it's an honest question. If Julio played today, based on how he's been playing, what would we be at? 15? 18? 20? Uh-oh. Looks like you spoke too soon. 28, 26. Uh-oh. Yes, I know. I appreciate you so much. 2 away. All right, 1 more out. The White Sox are like, "Fuck these Mariners." And you know what also was impressive? We're on the road. We're not fucking at T-Mobile. We're not in Seattle. Incredible. Fucking incredible. That's what happens when you represent to the fullest. Foul back. 1-1 count. Teal jerseys forever. Teal brim tomorrow. I was like, I'm wearing the Griffey today. I feel it. I feel it, baby. And you know what? You know, there's this jersey that I got it from Japan. Because most of the Mariner jerseys, they don't have the numbers in the front. You know, like I said, it's normally just like Seattle or Mariners. You know, but you got to be able to get those special ones all the way to the wall. Nice stand up double for the Sox. One of these days, I'd have to wear my really special Griffey. It's got the turtleneck, but it's kind of like summertime right now. So, and that's like the Rio Russell Athletic with the matching Mariner turtleneck. That's the money right there. I mean, those they're more expensive than even the Mitchell and Nesses because they're like the most expensive sewn jersey that they actually sold back then. And to have the vest, I have no sleeves. It's just white with no sleeves. It's a vest, and then it gives you the long, turtleneck with the long sleeve underneath to give you that Ken Griffey Jr. look, the one that he wore from '95 through '97. So I was looking on eBay. Fuck, they're going for 500 to 800. I was like, geez. And when I got it on eBay from a private collector for like 3. So definitely, I'm glad that I picked that up when I did. But also, too, I was too chubby to wear it at one point. So, I had to lose weight, and now I can fit into it. COVID was a bastard. I definitely gained way too much weight. But I've dropped about 50 pounds since COVID. So I feel good. And I still got another 10 to 20 to go. Yeah, but it's probably my most precious jersey that I own. You know what I mean? Like I said, because it's the vest, it's white. The sewn letters on it it's a higher quality. It's like a Mitchell and Ness quality, exactly the same, but it's just Russell Athletic, who was the sponsor back then. Before they started going with the other sponsors, just like when the NFL jerseys used to be Reebok back in the early 2000s, if you remember, and now they're Nike. So it's like they have deals for certain years. But I'm telling you, those old Russell Athletic ones, oh my God. I mean, they're beautiful. Maybe I'll rock it sometime soon. They're incredible, but I don't want to be sweating profusely either. Ground ball the third. Oh, France. Colas comes in 14-2. Let's not get sloppy. Yeah, but if it ends up not being Mariners and the Braves, can you imagine if it was Mariners and Dodgers? I would probably have to try to convince my dad to come over and like watch the game with me, which would be a very hard task. My dad's got diabetes. He's kind of getting a little bit older, or at least have them on the phone or something. But he doesn't have good enough internet where he lives to be able to like hop on. But that would be awesome. But my dad is kind of like Santa. He's like very quiet, low key. But that would be really sweet if I could do something like that. But he's very old school. I mean, he's been a fan of the Dodgers since the 50s. But Dodgers Mariners World Series would be epic. But I just don't know if they can beat the Braves, though. And I don't even know if we can get there. But if we keep playing like this and we keep the hot, the heater, I mean, who's to say that we can't make the ALDS? Who's to say that we don't just get a wild card? Maybe we surpass the Rangers and Astros and we win the division. I mean, that'll take a tough task. They'll have to start doing shitty, and we'll have to be as hot as this all the way to the end of the year, which is probably unlikely, but you never know. Uncle Mo is in Seattle, and he ain't leaving anytime soon. 14-2 Mariners. Nice. Old school. I like the old school jerseys, especially the originals. But the stitching is the main thing that you notice on those old, like Russell Athletic from the '90s. They're on par with Mitchell and Ness jerseys. Some of them are even maybe even better because they're the actual jerseys, from back then. So got him. Final score: Mariners 14, White Sox 2. Let's go, baby. These White Sox announcers are fucking depressed. They're like, what the fuck happened? And guess what? When the Mariners win, what do? We dance, boys. Mariners win. Mariners win. Mariners win. Woo! Let's go. You already know what it is, baby. Let's go. We are the truth. Mariner Moose. Let's go. Let's get a couple photos here for Megan. And what a game. I got to go take Paisley for a walk. So appreciate you, Megan. What a win. That one felt really, really good after sweeping the Astros and not like playing down to the competition. Ooh, he looks good. Look at him. That was awesome. That was one of the best. That was the most points that runs that we've scored all year. I mean, if you're a White Sox fan like Nova, that was terrible. But for us Mariner fans, that was unbelievable. All the gritty, all day, every day. All right, maybe we should finish the other game if it's still going. Let me turn it on. Hold on. All right, 2 minutes left. Let's finish this game, and then once this game's over, we'll call this stream a day. £384, huh? A lot of scary movies starting to come out here in the fall as well. Conjuring, and then and that other one with Denzel that's going to be coming out, The Equalizer 3. Woo! Your boy will be watching The Equalizer 3. I love me some Denzel, baby. Look at it. Look at his happy face. He's happy. Stud. 114. Let's get to 2. Hope you enjoyed those photos. Well, it's safe to say I chose the right stream to do today instead of doing the football game, which still would have been fun, but I would have missed the best performance of the Mariners all year. So sometimes, you just know that you know what you need to do. Plus, with a thumbnail like that, of course, I'm going to do this game. Come on now. Let's go. And I'll do the Mariner game tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, they play early, like at 10 or 11. So I'll do that one as well, even though the support might be a little light. So, oh, I bet. All right, we got 2 minutes to go. And once this is over, we'll call it a night. And then I'll be back tomorrow and we'll do Mariners and White Sox again tomorrow. And hopefully Julio plays in that game. So you've watched the whole game, and obviously it's been pretty fucking good, 28-26. I mean, if I would have done the football game, even though it's preseason, it looked like it ended up being one of the better ones. I'll do a reaction video to this tomorrow morning for sure. I did 4 yesterday. I'll do 4 tomorrow. If there's any other recommendations on the ones that you guys want me to do tomorrow, but I'll do Ravens Commanders tomorrow. I'm going to do Colts Bears tomorrow. I'll do Broncos 49ers tomorrow, and then there'll be one other one that I'll do. Maybe Buccaneers Jets, just because I'm a Bucs fan. All right, less than 2 minutes to go, 28-26 Washington. So if the Washington Commanders win, it'll be the first time the Ravens have lost a preseason game in like, what, 3, 4, 5 years? Oh, almost a sack lunch. The Conjuring looks really good, but Equalizer 3 looks amazing. And there's a few other scary movies that when I went to go see the Dracula in the theater, that one actually is a pretty good one too. So wow, pancaked his ass. He's like, get over here. I'm glad this is still going on so I can at least get a little bit of football. I'll watch the replay, obviously, tomorrow morning. 3rd down and 11. Get rid of it. Oh, avoids the sack lunch. Get out of the pocket. Throw it. He's open. Oh, that could have been big. And Megan, thank you so much for holding it down today. Because without you, we would have definitely not got anywhere near the goal. So I really, really love you and I appreciate you very much. And I'm excited that you're in the fantasy football world now with the rest of us. So now when you hear about people about talking about fantasy football, now you'll be like, yeah, I'm a part of that community now. All right, we got 1:09 left. And then once this is over, I'm going to go take Paisley for a walk. We took a walk earlier, but we still got the wildfires burning from Canada. So it's still kind of smoky out in Washington and Oregon, which is terrible, but not bad enough where me and Paisley can't go for a walk. So, yeah. And like I said, it's really needed, because like I said, 2023 has not been as easy as 2022 for a number of reasons. And you're only one of a select handful that will donate like that. And it means even more this year than even last year because we have less heavy hitters this year than last year. And hopefully we can get a few more. But you're very, very important to me in this channel. So I appreciate you. Oh, yeah. Well, you're going to have the ringer. You got me and Sarah. They don't have Sarahs and Orions in that fucking room. They're just relying on themselves and going to the websites, NFL.com and ESPN, and they're going to be doing that. They don't got ringers like me and Sarah to help you out. Oh, there's a flag. Uh-oh, pass interference. Ravens. Uh-oh. Yeah, I appreciate it. And honestly, you got probably the coolest gift for me from anybody, a custom 12 chain. I mean, I've given jerseys, in which, Cyberpunk and Holly Hundo, have gotten jerseys for me and whatnot, but you already buy jerseys on your own. So it wouldn't be as special. So even though maybe the chain isn't as expensive as a jersey, it's the thought that counts. It's originality. Anybody can buy a jersey, but how many people can get you a custom 12 chain? And so that kind of made my heart feel good. And I was able to get it to you while you were visiting in Seattle, made my heart feel even better. Commanders? Oh, First down, Washington. Move the chains. Uh-oh. Ravens defense. Jake Fromm moving the ball. Yeah. But why wouldn't he wear a Zorn jersey? He's a Seahawk guy. Why is he so against Zorn? Why, just because Zorn played before he was born? Because I assume Brandon's younger than us. How old is Brandon? In his 30s? Is he in his late 20s, early 30s? How old is Brandon? Is he 40? How old is he? Mid 40s. So he's older than me. Interesting. And he loves Dave Craig, but he can't give no love to Jim Zorn. All right, second down and 10. I might do a reaction video to this game tonight because I know if I put it out tonight, it'll get a few more views than even though it's kind of late. But I don't know. I'll have to see how I feel. www. It's like the World Wide Web times 2 extra one. 7 straight. We could have been on a 15-game win streak if we didn't fuck up a little bit with the Orioles and the Royals. Joey Sly, career high, career long, 58-yarder, 2022, Week 10 versus the Eagles. Reflective feels good, doesn't it? Yeah. But if you watch Dave Craig in the 80s and 90s, that's why he feels that way. You know, like I said, because Zorn and Largent, that's going to be more like 70s and then the 80s. But again, Dave Craig is more, I think, in the Pacific Northwest at least. Dave Craig gets probably a little bit more love than Zorn. But again, everyone's got their favorites, right? No love for Matt Hasselbeck? 28-26 Ravens. Sports gods, you know? Sometimes if you're just not biased, right, and you talk nice to the sports gods, sometimes they'll end up doing things for you that you don't even expect. Like I would have never expected Julio to do what he did this year. I would never expect the Mariners to turn it around like that. I knew they would, but not to this extent. So it feels good. Thank you, sports gods. I love you. And they love me, apparently, and they love the NWSF and you guys as well. Third down and 4. They've won 24 consecutive preseason games, an NFL record, but it's on the line now. They need a sack lunch or a pick. Let's see if they get it. Yeah, well, like I said, most people in the Pacific Northwest don't love Zorn as much as you. Not that he sucks, it's just, for whatever reason. They're going to give love to Russell Wilson or Hasselbeck or maybe Dave Craig. So I just remember buying the Oro wheat bread, and then they used to do the Seahawk card, and I still have some. Some still in the plastic. I remember I still got some Dave Craig's also from back then. That's when you guys had like Kurt Warner, but not K-U-R-T, but C-U-R-T, the running back. (14-2) Mariners, and we're just watching the rest of this game here, the 28-26 Ravens. Yeah. First down and 10. Blitz. Floater. He dropped. What happened to my hands? Oh, brother. Oh my God. Yeah. But since Dave Craig is still like Seahawks, you no love for him? Just for the fact that he loves Zorn more and it split it up. So then you just can't. Is that the only Seahawk player that you don't enjoy or you don't like? I mean, obviously besides Russell Wilson now because he's no longer on the team. But so Russell Wilson is banned from your life, and Dave Craig has been banned for a long time as well. Are those the only two Seahawks players that you don't like for different reasons? Okay. ESPN, ESPN Reflect, or if you have a link. Second down and 10. Now, these Ravens fans, they want it. They don't want to lose. Second down and 10. Ravens with the blitz. Going deep. One on one. Incomplete. Third down and 10. I got you, Reflect. No worries. I got you. There we go. Out of bounds. And of course, every provider is going to have a little bit, I'm going to have a little bit of a delay because I'm just watching it through the link from the other link. So, of course, I can watch it on ESPN. So, obviously, it'll be probably some of y'all will already see the outcome about 15 to 30 seconds before me. But all right, 49-yard try. Some of y'all maybe have already seen the outcome, but I got to see it with my own two eyes. Timeout was called. All right, let's see. And the kick is up, and it's good. 29-28 Washington. I actually just went to the straight ESPN feed instead of just doing through the link. Joey Sly, kick is good. 9 seconds left, and they're up by one. I had to do it. I was just going to do the link, but I didn't want to wait. I was like, let me just go to ESPN app through my cable provider. Kick is up. It's got the distance. Joey Sly. So Sly. So good. Now the Ravens have to pull off the miracle here. Yeah, this will be the first reaction video. Well, I don't know. We'll see if I do it tonight or if I do it tomorrow. I mean, it'll take a couple minutes for them to load it. So, obviously, that Niner outcome too was right at the buzzer too. So, wow. Well, it's not over. It's looking like it's over, but again, Ravens can if they pull off a kickoff return for a touchdown or a Hail Mary, which is not likely, but, never say never. But that's big for Riverboat Ron in Washington. 10 seconds left. All right. It's out of the end zone. All right. So now you need an 80-yard bomb to win it. Or like a hook and ladder. All right, here we go. Last 10 seconds. They're playing zone, obviously just rushing 3. Steps up in the pocket. Hail Mary. Intercepted. And that is the game. Washington wins 29-28. Wow, unbelievable. Well, there goes the win streak for the Ravens. And obviously for Ravens, it doesn't really, the streak is over, right? But for Washington and their confidence, probably finishing in 4th, where the Ravens might finish in 2nd or 3rd with Pittsburgh behind Cincinnati, that's going to give them a little hope, going into the season. So, wow. Nice pick. Nice pick. Well, I appreciate all you guys very, very much. Thank you for watching the end of this game with me. And you guys are the freaking best. Final score, Mariners 14, White Sox 2. Final score, Washington 29, Ravens 28. And I'll be back tomorrow for the Mariners and White Sox game number 2. Thank you to everyone that donated, Megan and company, Reflect. I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. To everyone that shared, commented, donated, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Megan was the MVP today. And I got one question for you. Well, talk sports like us. Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.